Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Victor Moonlit, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is doing good. Welcome in. You just saw the previous starting screen today. What I'll be doing, I would like to design a new one. That one, I'm gonna be honest, I've been using that for the past over 2 months. It's been over 2 months right now. I have been wanting to replace it for a while. That has been just my placeholder asset, if you will. So today I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be able to do that. I'm just gonna switch right over to the screen. Pray that this works this time. This is the most cooperative my setup has ever been with me. All right. I hope the audio is okay. I hope everything is going good. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm gonna get started. I've never been good at starting the streams. It's been better. It's been better. Let me just get on to my color. So I do have a couple sketch sheets beside me of just kind of like, what is the vibe I want? What is the idea I want? I've actually done a few sketches. I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm really excited for this. Hopefully I'll be able to make it look good, to actually sort it out. Will it? Debatable. I feel like I don't want to overestimate my abilities, but at the same time, I do want to do my best, see if it can be even better. It's been a couple months since I've done the art for the starting screen previously. It's been a couple months since then. There's been a lot of improvement, so hopefully that factors in. As you can see, my sketches are super messy, but that's okay. I just need to get the vibe down. I just need to get it all good before I can start with the rest, you know? We kind of need to sit down with what we've got before we can make it good. You know, the idea just needs to be out there. But I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back, or if you've never been here, welcome in. I hope you enjoy it here. I hope everyone has a good time. I guess one thing I wanted to say as soon as I start the stream is, I just released some new ASMR on my YouTube channel at Victor Moonlit. Honestly, was it the best idea? It was not the best idea to make that. It ended up being, I had the lovely idea of, what if I started recording ASMR when I was getting drunk? Is that the greatest idea? No. Is that a responsible idea? No, not at all. However, I did it, and it was fun. I needed to mention that. I actually ran out of my favorite alcohol just after that, which is, I rarely drink, to be honest. It's not something I usually do much, but devastating. I had some cookies and cream vodka that I'd been gifted for Christmas. And then I ran out. I think I ran out while recording because I don't remember drinking since. Absolutely devastated. It was so good. I kept drinking of eggnog because it tasted like the elixir of the heavens. And then it stopped being eggnog season. Then you couldn't buy any eggnog, so I would just have it with like straight up milk. And it's delicious that way. It's delicious. You would not think that vodka and milk would be a good combo. But the cookies in it makes it good. It makes it really good. But that is just my little thing. I told myself, oh, I'm gonna bring that up first. You know, make sure it works. Let me just make sure. I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna need the guidelines for a little bit. I'm gonna have a couple variants on this, but honestly, shouldn't be too difficult. I'm not great at drawing like closed eyes, like sleeping. So I figured, you know, like, have the open eyes drawn first, and then I can work with that. I was looking at quite a few references earlier on kind of what do I want to get done. And I think I've got a vibe on how to do it. Will I actually? Honestly, who's to say? That's what we're gonna figure out. That is honestly to be determined. I will say, I did, on my previous stream, I got listed, a good amount of games to check out, and I actually did look into them. Your boy makes his glorious return. Yeah, I'm back. It's been a while. It's been a while, and by that I mean a couple days. But it has felt like a while to me. It's felt like forever. Welcome back. Oh my god, I'm so happy that you returned. I had a list of games to actually check out, and some of them are like, okay, this actually looks really really cool. There was one I was told to check out. The new Atlas game Metaphor Rifantionzo. Honestly, it looks really good. It looks really good. However, that's not why I'm bringing it up. The reason why I'm bringing it up is one thing I have not bought games in years. All the games I bought in the past couple years have been like Steam sales, a couple sales in other marketplaces. So I was really surprised to kind of get a reality check on how much games cost nowadays. That was me who wrecked it. Okay, great, thank you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be so honest. I was like, okay. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. Apologies. I did not realize. Actually, perfect timing then. Oh my god. I'm gonna be honest. It looks so good. It looks so hype. I do wonder. I feel like that's more so a thing that I would have to look and see if there's any console releases for, because honestly, kind of tempting. Because if you can get it on a console release, you can get it from the library. I am quite shocked about the state of modern gaming. You kind of come from just buying like indie games for a couple of years, especially on sale, and then you come back to the reality that, oh my god, that is $93. It is on console. I play it on Xbox. Okay. That is good to know. There's a chance. Is it likely? Not particularly, but worst case scenario, if I wanted to, I could potentially borrow a PS4. If it's on PS5, I'm kind of screwed. It looks, honestly, like Atlas games, they're so good. I mentioned Catherine last time as like the one non-Persona Atlas game I really like, and like Catherine is so fucking good. I actually, it's been a couple years. I kind of miss it. I want to play it again if I get the chance. I feel so out of date with like modern anything. It's like you go away for a couple of years and it's like, oh my god, everything's changed. Oh, everything's different now. I look at the game and look at the trailers. I'm like, oh hell yeah, this is based as hell. Oh my god, this looks really fun. And then I see $93 and I'm like, Is this what they cost now? Is this what games cost now? Like, I feel like I have been blessed with indie games. But to be fair, I do not actually own a modern console, so it has just gone by the wayside. Persona 5 just got put back on Game Pass too. The Persona 4 remake will be available day one with Game Pass as well. Okay, that's pretty hype. You know what? I might be able to look into that. I feel like depends on how they would do their account sharing, but I may be able to share an account. I think that would be cool. I'm not gonna put my hopes up for it, but regardless, I might be able to kind of steal my brother's account logins. Games usually hover around 70 to 80 US dollars. Oh my god, 80 US. That would explain the 93. Oh, that would be regional price then. Oh my god. I'm gonna be honest, back when I was buying new games on console, they were like $40. Like 40, 50. So I'm so out of date. I look at something and it's like, oh my god. My family does own a Switch, but I'm not gonna lie, most of the releases we wanted, either like, I have an older brother that would buy them, or we'd get them from the library, because the library often has a bunch of games, like really popular games. I can't do much about that. But as long as it's not like the super new Pokemon release, they've got you. Pokemon release, some of those holds are like a year-long waitlist. It's actually kind of insane. It's possible I forgot the setup, but I get to use my brother's Game Pass subscription through some fuckery, the home console system. Okay, you know what? I am going to have to look into that. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure that I have family with Game Pass, and if I ask them like, hey, can you give me your login? They'd be like, hell yeah. They'd just change the password so they don't like leak their normal password, and then they'd give me a no big deal. I rate it like a 95% chance that they'd just give me the password. Will it work? Depends on what I can do. But that's actually good to know, because I'm just thinking like modern games do not feel like a possibility these days. I'm actually so excited to see the trailer. I'll have to figure out a way to stream the Persona 4 and the Persona 6 trailers tomorrow. I've pretty much got away. I just have not tested it. I'll have to do that tonight. But God, it has been driving me insane with like, oh yeah, I need to check that out. I need to check that out. Yeah, totally. Like, I want to so bad, but it's like forbidden. You cannot touch that until tomorrow. It has been absolutely driving me insane. I have had friends send me things and I'm like, okay, long story, I made a promise, I cannot look at this trailer till tomorrow. Stop sending me screenshots. I don't want to see it. Not till tomorrow. I want to be surprised. I want to be so surprised. It's actually been driving me up the fucking wall. But I am very excited. I am very hyped. The good news that I saw is that, I was looking on the Atlas Steam page, and it's actually not too expensive to buy, like, Persona 3 and all that on PC. Like portable, not like reload. And so it's like, okay, that is actually a thing I could do eventually. Okay, that is a possibility. So, if I do end up ever streaming Persona 3, there's a very good chance it is portable, and that is just because it is not $80. So yeah, that's fine. Xbox. Oh shit, I already read that. Okay, I'm like, oh fuck. Okay, I think putting the eyes like this is all good, and then I'm just kind of thinking like, okay, I looked at it and it's like you sort of have this around the eye, and then so the lid should be like here. And I have literally never thought of it like that before. Like, I've been struggling. So very convenient timing for a realization on this sort of scale. But is this even? Oh, this is not even. That's not even. Okay. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. I'll even it out. I'll even it out. It'll be fine. There's an option. Reload is absolutely amazing, but I'm sure the original will hold up maybe. I am not sure how much of the content from FES and Portable is in Persona 3 Reload, to be completely honest with you. I've heard that at least at launch it was just base Persona 3, which in that case, like the PSP one definitely has a lot more content, as does FES. They have like the answer. I have heard of some DLC. I've not looked into it, so I'm unsure if they actually added that back. To my knowledge, they didn't add any of the portable content back in, which is a little, but you know, we Persona 3 in the answer. Okay, so none of the portable content. I mean, I feel like my original go would not be to play as the female MC, but I'm kind of thinking like, what else is there in portable? It's something I'd have to look into. It's something I would have to look into. The way that I played it originally was, I think it was FES. I'm pretty sure it was FES. So like, the point I was at, I didn't even check out the answer because unfortunately I didn't end up finishing it at the time. But also, it has been years. It has been years. Do I remember it? Some of it. Not as much as I'd like to, but it also means that now there's possibility if I don't remember most of it. Now it's like a fresh new experience. Now it's like I've never played it before. Except I know like a few things. FemMC isn't even Persona 3 Reload. Yeah, I saw a mod of it online today that looked like pretty fucking good. Like they redid the UI and everything. It looked really nice. So from that I figured like, yeah, it's probably not. Okay, let's get. I think that face is not the worst thing to happen to the sketches. Okay. This is actually, honestly, I feel like coloring you know, moderate amount of time. Sketch, sometimes I'm pretty slow at it, but usually I'm not that slow at it. Line art is the killer. Line art is the killer. Line art kills me every single time without fail. I usually leave it for off stream. Don't worry about my list of work in projects. That all I need to do is just clean up the line art, because it's kind of absurd. It's kind of absurd, I'm not gonna lie. But coloring, medium amount of time. Shadows, highlights, medium amount of time. Sketch is usually like it's either I get stuck on something or it's like the quickest part. So I'm happy that it's going good. I'm happy that it's going really good. All of a sudden, okay. Honestly, I'm so glad for indie games, not only because like there's so many good indie games out there, like a lot of the games I've really enjoyed have been indie games, but also like, you know, the price, that is a major factor, I would say. Cause like, I feel like in the States it would probably be a lot easier. In Canada, it gets pretty wild. The prices are worse here. They're so much worse. Persona 3 Reload maintained its title as the saddest Persona game. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it's the same game. Like, I would be shocked if it wasn't, to be honest. I would be shocked if they changed it up that much. To my knowledge, I think it should be, like, just a remake, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't think it changes that much, other than, like, the UI and all that. Well, also, again, I have not looked as much into it as I should have. Actually, I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. I am a bit dry, hold on. Shout out to the freaking out of my model. It is very entertaining. I switched up my setup a couple streams ago. And I was thinking like, damn, you know, this is kind of cool that my model's not like freaking out now. But I will kind of miss it. And then I saw that and I'm like, okay, hell yeah. It's less so, but it's still freaking the fuck out. My entertainment is redeemed. I don't know if you actually beat Persona 3, so I'll withhold exactly what changes were made. I did not beat it. I got maybe like halfway through. But I was also actively a teenager at the time. I think I was in high school last time I touched it, so it's been a long time. Hence why I do not remember a lot of it. I actually have a lot of what I know and remember is not actually from the game. It's actually from the manga, which I know is adapted. Like a lot changes. I have the Persona 4 manga as well. Every year at the anime convention I usually go to, Anime North in Toronto, every year there's always this one booth. They have this huge ass booth. They have curtains and everything. It's like their own special thing. And every single year, they have a select amount of manga where it's like 4 for $20, so $5 a piece. And I bought every single Persona 4 manga. It took me several years, because they didn't have all the volumes at one time. It took me several years. But I ended up getting every single one of the manga for the low price of $5 each, which is kind of insane. I got maybe like half of the Persona 3 manga. It pretty much. I'm kind of mostly where I ended the game at, and probably a little bit further. It had a manga? Yeah, there's a manga! The art is absolutely, like, chef's kiss beautiful. I will say, it's really good. But yeah, no, there's been a manga. I think there's more manga than that. There's also a Persona Q manga. Persona Q, like the 3DS game. I've actually played some of the 3DS game as well. That is like the one where I actually have access to it. Unfortunately, Persona 5, like, I feel like there would be like a 50% chance that it would be It might be. But that would, no. It wouldn't. I feel like there's like a 50% chance it would. Of like, oh yeah, like the PS3 copy, of course. But unfortunately, my brother owns the PS4 copy. And so it's like, I can't. I don't have a capture card. I can't rip this. Not this one, unfortunately. naming games I didn't even know existed. Okay, Persona Q is actually kind of fun though. Genuinely, like, if you like Persona 3 and you like Persona 4, it's the same characters. It's the same characters. I have a total of 1 game I have access to of any of the Persona. I have 2 games technically, Persona Q, and the other one I have access to that would not require any extra equipment. Is actually the fighting game. Like, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, not the original. Ultimax is the one I've got, which is actually really fun. I'm not too big on fighting games, to be completely honest. I'm not really good at them. I'm not really good at them. That's more of like my brother's thing. But I do have access to a lot of them, and that is one of them. That's one of them. Personally, I'm gonna be so real. I only play the fighting games where it's like my faves. Those sort of like really fan servicey, like we've got all your favorite characters in one kind of fighting games. Yeah, if I'm playing a fighting game, it's those, 100%, 100%. But also, like, they're really good. They're really fun. But I'm not very good at them, but I've considered it. I've considered it. Previously, I was kind of just trying out a bunch of game genres, like, you know, let's see how I do in streaming these, especially when I was a lot more nervous, you know, trying to see, like, what I can make interesting, what really works well. There's a couple genres that I could have touched, and I did not, and one of them that I was kind of considering is fighting games. I'm not sure how interesting I can make that, but it's been in the back of my mind. Like, you know what would be fun? You know what would be pretty fun? I purposefully didn't play Persona 4. My question, why? If you don't mind answering, I'm kind of curious. Because I love Persona 4. I absolutely adore Persona 4. It's so good. I've played it multiple times. I'm so attached to it, and it's literally been like a decade since I originally first played it, and I still think about it like all the time. I adore it, especially the characters. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Makes sense. I mean, I feel like it would depend on what RPGs you're kind of used to. I feel like the gameplay is better than some of them, but like definitely, yeah, there are better mechanics elsewhere. It's not like the end all be all, like this is the best gameplay you'll ever see. So I feel like it really depends on what you're used to. I've never had like, I've reorganized my setup and now I have desk room, and like I'm hoping that you can't hear like that my mic isn't picking up anything from like the desk, but I swear to God, my monitor is like shaking when I color things in, and I'm like, let me actually try to hear myself, because I'm kind of worried now. Usually I would just do it on my lap. My usual setup is literally just, okay, I have no room on my desk. I'm just gonna put my drawing tablet just straight up on my lap, sit cross-legged. It works absolutely fine. That's how I ended up spilling tea on it. I've spilt tea on my drawing tablet way more than I should. It's kind of it was kind of a problem. Okay. One of my buddies got the bad ending on accident. In Persona 4, that's not difficult to do. I would say it's fairly easy to get the bad ending. I got the bad ending on my first try. I was also like at that point like 12, so I mean I can't really speak for it, but I'm not like the end all be all source to go on here, but like it's not hard to get the bad ending at all. It is definitely. I was sobbing my eyes out on the bad ending. It really is like really sad, but it is. I do remember quite enjoying it as well. Okay, I think there's a lot to be fixed here, but you know, as a little sketch, as a base, in this amount of time, I'd say it's fairly good. It's fairly good for what I've got going. It needs to be fixed, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm actually so thankful that my energy is good, because I woke up exhausted. I've been having this problem for the past at least a couple months, probably like at least like half a year, where whenever I touch grass, there's a good chance that I'm going to be like absolutely wiped. I have no idea why. I cannot understand it. I went to see some friends yesterday, and then I woke up like horribly exhausted, like getting out of bed was a nightmare, and I'm like, oh, this isn't ideal. That's really bad. So I'm thankful that it's working out, because I was really worried. I was like actually genuinely like terrified. Like, oh no, what if I just do not have the energy? So I'm very, very thankful. I did not for a while, but you know, enough resting time, some coffee. It's doable. It's doable at the end of the day. But I went to go see some friends yesterday, and I'm like on my way. I'm on my way. We're all hanging out, and I'm on my way to the place where we're gonna hang out. And I'm on the bus, right? I have to do some weird ass transfer because otherwise, like, I just cannot catch it. Like, you know, bus moments. If you take the bus, most of them fucking suck. It's like, okay, I'm gonna miss my transfer, but I can take a transfer here. You know, like, I'm like, this bus is late. Okay, I'm gonna get really lucky on this one. The bus passes by another bus, and I've never seen it like this before, and I was kind of shocked. There's like a bunch of people off the bus just kind of sitting there. And like, I look, and like, this bus has just stopped. Everyone from that bus has to get on my bus. And there's like a bunch of police officers like investigating it, like there's a bomb threat or something. And it's like, I've been thinking since then, like, what the hell happened here? Public transport, I wish. You know what, that is a better way to think about it. Yeah, I do feel blessed to have the ability to have public transport. I'm so sorry, they should have it in more places. Public transport is, sometimes it's like ass, but like, it's also, when you think about it, it's really good. It's really good. It's annoying, but it's good. Apologies for every complaint I've ever given. I redact my complaint. I love public transport. I just also love complaining, as does, I feel, everyone who takes it. I feel like if you need to rely on it with any degree of like, you need to get somewhere at a certain time, it will not be nice to you. But if it's just leisure, like, oh yeah, I would like to head to the grocery store. I would like to head to this grocery store that I have to bus to. I'm gonna bus over to the grocery store. Then the bus is so kind. It's so kind to you. But if you're like, oh yeah, I need to go to work, the bus is so mean. I feel like it can sense your stress. It can sense your stress, and whenever it notices that you need to be somewhere, it's like, you know, maybe this isn't the time to be on schedule, you know? Like, we're gonna leave 6 minutes early, and you only plan to be at the bus stop for 4. Or we're gonna be like 10 minutes late, you know? Like, we're gonna have an absolute nightmare time on the bus if you need to go to work. But like, you're going to the grocery store? Everything's perfect. You hit all your transfers. It's so lovely. Please ride on the bus again. It's strange. It's strange. And no matter who you talk to, I feel like that's the most average bus experience. But, let me take a sip. I don't know why I'm so dry. I will say, definitely drink some water. Drink some water. I definitely do not do it enough. I definitely have, I have like, sometimes it'll be like 4 days, and I will be like, huh, I've literally only had water to take my meds with within the past 4 days. Everything else I've had is like, I don't know, coffee. And I'll be like, huh, maybe things would be better if I drank some water. Maybe that's the go. Maybe that's the vibe here. So I'm very guilty as charged. I feel like that's probably my #1 reason why I get so dry when I'm talking. It's like, I do not drink enough. I do not drink enough. I've had like those flavored water shots, like the kind of like flavored ones where it's like you pour it in and now your water's bright red and tastes like fruit punch. Very useful, very useful. Single-handedly, if you struggle in getting hydration, they work. I don't know, like, something about like flavor makes it less hostile to your brain. I absolutely slurped a bottle down a few minutes ago. I'm a Hydro homie through and through. I commend you. I commend you for that. I wish I could be like you. I have so much respect for the Hydro homies because, like, Damn, y'all are out here drinking your regular amount of water and not complaining. You're actually enjoying it? Oh my god. Bowing down. Like, you are an honor. You seem like a white monster person. Okay. Okay. I've had a lot of monsters. I've had a lot of monsters in my life. I don't usually, of the time when I would drink energy drinks, I didn't really drink Monster, but I'm trying to remember, like, what Monster did I main? Because I'd usually go for the sugar-free one, so, like, White Monster, I think I usually went for, like, purple or orange, if I remember correctly, on Monsters. But, honestly, I usually go for, what I usually go for is, this is like, you know, in recent years, I would go more so for, Alani. Like, the purple cosmic one was the one I drank the most. Because, it tastes exactly like, there's this brand of Japanese candy that used to be at a grocery store, like, really close to where I used to live. And then they stopped selling it, just, like, out of nowhere. And, I had to hunt across the city to find a store that actually sold it, because at the time it was my little brother's favorite candy. And it's like, you know, like, this is fucking expensive because I'm gonna have to go across the city for it and then head back to you, and like, it's more expensive elsewhere. It's not cheap candy, but like, yeah, once in a while I will buy a bag for you. It'll be cool. Like, they're really nice, and it tastes exactly like that candy. It's a kind of like really fake grape, but like, I don't know how to explain it. I've never tasted a fake grape that has hit quite the same as that candy, because I've had it quite a lot since I moved out. Like, a lot of the time, like, a little bit past there, like, for a while, I would have a meeting with my brother every single week. We would hang out, and he'd give me a candy, and he'd have me try to translate the wrapper, because, you know, like, especially then, I was like way worse at it. I wouldn't get much out of it, but like, he just really wanted to see, like, okay, using the best of your ability, how can you translate the wrapper? And that's what it tastes like. Never had a younger sibling, but I would do the same thing. I mean, yeah, it's also like good practice. It's also good practice. There's one, unfortunately, you end up eating the candy enough, which I have. I've been given a lot of those. And eventually you hit a lot of repeats, which is actually kind of sad. I started getting sad when we started hitting repeats. Like, no, there's only a limited amount of things they say on here. I wanted more candy variety, and they would be like fortunes. There's only one I remember, and it's because it was so out there. It was like, paraphrasing, but I'm pretty sure it was, Italian! What kind of pasta would you be? And the options were like, cream Alfredo, pasta with meat sauce, and I think like mom's spaghetti or something. It wasn't mom's spaghetti. It wasn't like, that's an M&M thing. It wasn't on the package, but it was like mom's something kind of pasta. And like, I will say that was the most fun one on the wrapper, but also that was what we kept getting repeats on. Actually, kind of devastating, but also kind of fun, because it's like, oh my god. I'm just like looking down at the candy and reading it, and I'm like, hey man, you wouldn't guess what this is. It's the pasta one again. The pasta fortune, it's back. It's back. And they're purple. I think they're called kaichao. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly. So they had a fortune on the wrapper, and then when you put them in your mouth, if you ended up like sucking on them for long enough, there's another color inside. It would either be yellow, clear, or green, and that one determines which one you got. So it's like, oh, okay, like, you know, I would spit it out into the wrapper to look at and see what color. Once I was like halfway done, I'm like, okay, it's green. My kind of pasta is meat pasta. Okay, great. That's my fortune for today. I'm meat pasta today. It was like, it's very clearly for children, but it is nice. I never had a younger sibling, but I would do the same thing. Honestly, I will say, nothing's stopping you from doing things like that. I had a coworker who would like drive me home, and you know, I'd talk about my brother because she'd keep asking. And one day she's like, "Oh, how old is he?" And like, I revealed that he's like a year and a half younger than me, and she's like, Dude, you talk about him like he's 9. What the actual fuck? um, and it's like we need to have more joy and whimsy. I feel like that such activities should not be relegated to just, oh, you have a kid sibling. I feel like, like, so what? Like, we're out here hanging out and eating candy. Like, okay, that's a relatively normal activity. Um, I also would buy, every single paycheck, I would buy, one of those poppin' candy cooking kits. Like they're really gross, by the way. You don't do it for the flavor, you do it because it's fun. But, they have, like, packets of powder, and you mix them with water. And most of them are just fruit flavor, but there's a couple, like the hamburger one actually tries to taste like burger. That's the best one. Most of them just taste like really shitty fruits. And it's like, oh, okay, wow, I love having like salmon roe that tastes suspiciously like strawberry. Wow, what an experience. But some of them are like, okay, this tastes like meat. It's just really sweet. Those are the good ones. Those are the good ones. But they're all kind of bad. But I would get one, and so every 2 weeks, I used to buy them. This was when I first got employed. I was like 18, 19. Um, I I would buy them every single week, and like we would agree, like, oh yeah, these are fucking disgusting, but like we kept doing them. We tried to like get them all. I'm pretty sure we might have got almost every single one that was available in my city. And I've been to, not even just in my city, like I actually went out of city to get them sometimes. Because like, like close to us, okay, we only have so many. And I would hit up every single Chinese grocer that I could get my hands on. I would look at them, and if I saw a new Poppin' Cooking, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna go back here. And then I would actually go bust there. Chinese grocers, man, what would we do without them? There's so much that they sell. They sell so many imports. They sell so many imports. They're like, my goat, my goat. I adore them. Okay, this is turning out. I feel like I chatted too close to the sun, and I just like autopiloted, and now I'm looking back on it like, damn. Damn, I actually did that. Do I remember drawing this? No. I got so distracted. Well, it's good. It's good. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy. Okay. Yeah. This whole eye thing is gonna look better in color. Trust, trust, trust. I just want the outline out there. I'm fairly happy about this. Okay. Let me do my little check. Let me see what details are missing, because I always forget details. Always, always, always. I know there's a lot of new people, but yeah, I do this. I do art streams every Thursday unless otherwise specified. And a lot of it is usually this is kind of how I get new assets and things. Like all the emotes have been drawn this way. I'm always forgetting shit. Like, I swear to God, I will forget half the details, and like, it's not even that there's so many details, it's just that it's a me thing. I've literally forgotten, like, why does this look so weird? And I'll like stare at it and I won't realize, like, oh shit, there's no eyebrows? Like basic things like that. The eyelids are usually, good luck if I actually remember the eyelids, if I actually remember they exist. I'm just out here having to like stare at it like, okay, mental checklist. This yes, with everything. But yeah, I got it. I've succeeded. Let's go. I only forgot the eyelids this time. It is good. Let's go, let's go. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for your words of approval. It means so much. Okay, I think I'm going to kind of, before I hit the colors and like clean this up a little bit, I think I'm going to start working on, I guess, an idea of what I want the background to be. So this will continually go like in and out as I figure this shit out. I'm going to, it'll be back so soon. My idea was, I feel very inspired by things like, a lot of what I was looking at earlier today was actually just screenshots of Serial Experiments Lane. A couple other things, a couple like Reddit posts and things like that of people's whack-ass computer setups, but a lot of things I was looking at was actually Serial Experiments Lane, which is really good. It's really good. I actually really like it. Um, but that is my inspiration for the sort of setting thing I will be doing today. I don't have any reference. This is actually just, I have a couple sketches, but otherwise this is just, I looked at references a couple hours ago, and I'm hoping that it works out. Everything will definitely be adjusted in post when I have references, but that is what it is, that is what it is. I actually sent myself some references, so if I really needed to, I could. But I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. Okay. One thing that's lovely about digital art, you can just move shit. Digital art, my beloved. You can actually just, oh, this isn't working out? Just move it over. Okay. My vision, I was kind of looking, I saw something, and I'm like, okay, this actually looks banger. This looks banger. I want to do that. So, this is sort of just, you know, it's just there. It's just there. It's definitely going to be the last thing that gets touched up, but it's okay. I just want it on here. I want to know that is a thing that exists. By the Overseer, we're already 45 minutes in. I've spent longer on my sketches. I'm not surprised. It's okay. It's okay. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. I hope y'all are having fun 45 minutes in. I hope this is a vibe for y'all as well. Okay. I think this one should be larger just because it's going to be covered up. May I ask, Victor, what are these suspicious rectangles? And I answer to you, monitors. This is my plan. This is my plan. How will it work out? Honestly, there's gonna be a lot of things I'll be figuring out how to do. But I would quite like. I think my idea is just at least somewhat decent. I think some of them should be more square, like CRTs. I have never used a CRT, but I actually have such an admiration of it, and part of that is probably because I've never used a CRT. I do be vibing. Let's fucking go. That's all I could wish for in this wretched world. That is all I could wish for. I have never used a CRT in my life. I've used a lot of technology from, you know, around there. Like I grew up with a VCR and all of that. I grew up with a lot of older consoles. You know, things like that. I did grow up with a good amount of older technology. Older by the time I was born. It's only older technology if you're in your 20s. For everyone else, it's like, oh yeah, that's just normal. That's just normal. But I did not grow up with CRTs. And so I feel like that's probably the main reason I have a fascination. The other reason being Steins Gate. I've had a fascination for a lot of things because of Steins Gate. Another thing is like, God, flip phones. You look at flip phones and it's like, God, those are cool actually. I feel like in the modern age, are they going to be very useful? Not really. But like, it's the vibe. It's the vibe. It's about the vibe. They look cool as fuck. Okay, so this is my background. I just wanted it here. And now I can switch over. I think, give me a bit to just clean this up really quick. Will it be cleaned up completely? No, absolutely not. Because this would take forever to clean up. My sketches are a mess beyond my comprehension. But you know, just a little quick here and there, just a little quick dusting, if you will. We are just dusting myself off. You know, as it should. I have literally no idea when I'm going to be able to actually have this. I have shocking amount of assets in the work in progress phase, but you know, I put some time here and there to try to work on it when I can get time in between other things. I do work on them. It just also takes me fucking forever to finish anything. Oops. Anyway. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Hold on. I had one for a small period of time because my parents were old. Okay, but that's sick. That's actually sick as fuck. I really fuck with that. Question, did you ever have a screen burn-in? Because it's one thing where it's like, I feel like a lot of games on the GameCube specifically would like give warnings at the beginning of like screen burn-in, but I've never used a TV that actually had that as an issue. I've never actually witnessed it, but it fascinated me as a child. I don't know why. I was like, oh my god, screen burn-in. Whoa, that's cool. I would like to see it. I would like to see it very much. And, you know, like, obviously that's not a good thing, but like, to this day, I'm like, I would kind of like to see a TV with screen and burn-in. I would really like to see that. I don't recall as a really young at the time. That's fair. That's fair. I think screen burn-in is also like you happen to be leaving this on for way too long kind of issue. Which, I mean, last time I actually used the GameCube, because my family has a GameCube, but we also have a Wii. And, a lot of that was, we had a GameCube and then like the Wii released, and now it's like, okay, now we have like younger children that we did not have at gaming age by the time the GameCube was bought. So it's like, okay, yeah, sure, like, let's get a fucking Wii. So I grew up with a Wii and a GameCube. And so usually, you know, we play GameCube games on the Wii. The GameCube, by the time I was a kid, was mostly used for Game Boy Advance games, because we didn't have Game Boy Advances. My old phone had a Discord burn. They're still making screens of that issue. Okay, I'm actually kind of shocked. My condolences. That's fucking terrible, actually. Okay. If I don't finish my point, I'm gonna forget it. I have that point, and then I have another point. Okay. There was one time when I was actually on the GameCube, and I was like, oh shit, I need to save. It gave me like a memory card error, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to ask around my family, and my brother's like, oh shit, okay, the memory card's at my friend's house. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I have a Pokemon game with a save file that's like 14 hours more than it should be on the time. Because he's like, you know, just wait till tomorrow. I'll like head over to his house. I'll grab it from him. And like, my god, he did. Then I was able to save my game. But I'm gonna be honest, like, I was kind of terrified of like, oh my god, this is what they warn you about. We're gonna get screen burn-in. We didn't get screen burn-in. It was not old enough for that. The TV was not the most recent TV, but it wasn't like the oldest TV. Like, the technology had been there to not have screen burn-in for a while, but I was terrified of it. GameCube, yeah, the GameCube is so fucking good. We used it as a Game Boy Advance, and do we have... Because, like, here's the thing. A lot of the games I also grew up with were either, from having brothers that are, like, a full decade older than you, means, like, oh shit, they have jobs. And then, you know, their job money goes to buying video games. That's how you get most of your games. But, the category of games that were for us, was either, you know, for Christmas, like, my mom would save up, like, points at different stores, and she would spend all the points on Christmas, and she's like, okay, like, here you go, I spent all my points on a 3DS, and it's like, hell yeah. She'd only shop on, like, the points bonus days. I think to this day she has, like, $900 worth of points on that fucking card. So, if she ever went to like, ball out, my god. She's gamed the fucking system like no one else, But we only use it as a Game Boy Advance, and the games we had were really... We didn't have the good Game Boy Advance games. We had, like, Strawberry Shortcake, and, like, Shrek 3, and, like, a bunch of, like, shovelware. I'm pretty sure they were all bought from the thrift store. If my parents bought them, they were from the thrift store. If my grandparents bought them, they were from the pawn shop. But either one, they were, like, the really, really cheap games. The Strawberry Shortcake games are a banger if you're, like, 5. But older than that, not really. No, by my brother's a full 10 years older than me. My first console was this old GameCube when he moved on the Xbox 360. Real. To this day, I miss the Nintendo 64. We still have them. We still have the Nintendo 64. It's just, no one in my family owns a TV that can run it. Which means probably, I could probably borrow it if I ever felt like I needed to, but like, the main game I'd want to play is Mario Party. And that's its whole ordeal, you know? Like, I'm not bringing over my monitor to play Mario Party. We should just play the other Mario Parties. I had the Lego Star Wars and the Spider-Man games. The Lego games, fuck. We had we had Lego Indiana Jones, and there was another one. I can't remember the other one. We had those for the 360, and I think those are some of the only games we had for the 360. My brother had a 360. He's like, oh yeah, like a friend gave me this 360. And like, oh yeah, hell yeah, cool. Okay, we have a 360 now. And the only thing he ever played it on it was Call of Duty. Because at the time, he's a massive, massive COD fan. Most of what I played on it were actually games that are like PC or mobile classics. Like I played Fruit Ninja on the Kinect. I played Minecraft. That's how I played Minecraft up until I was like, I don't know, 19. Was exclusively on console. I'd never touched the actual PC version before. I grew up on Minecraft on the PS3. I grew up on that split screen, which is interesting. It's an interesting way to play, definitely. Yo, same. Oh my god, I'm unlocking so much nostalgia. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. God, Minecraft on the PS3 hit so hard, though. There was that. There was, Castle Crashers? I remember Castle Crashers as, like, a lovely, lovely 4-player experience. Okay, I've got the sketch down. So, one thing I have in the background that I actually got this time. So, I actually have my ref sheet, because, let me tell you, usually how this works is I just struggle through it, and I guess the colors, and they're not correct. They're not even remotely correct. So today, I brought out my ref sheet. I finally got it on Windows. I have my ref sheet, and so now you're gonna see my reference sheet once in a while, and it is so we don't have to do the color fuckery. Same, and not even that old. I mean, neither am I. Neither am I. It is just a way of being, and it's just a way to grow up. I mean, the PS3 released in 2006. If you grew up in the 2000s, you've probably, like, if you had consoles, you probably used the PS3. So I'd say it's not a very uncommon experience with, like, younger people. Maybe, like, the kids these days, but I don't know what the fuck they're using. Probably the Switch. Although thinking about the fact there's a generation of people that are probably growing up with the Switch is very strange to me. But I think that's just what happens when you get older, is that it starts to feel strange. Okay, this is shoulders. Yes, here we go. Just kind of slapping it down. The liner, most of it will be fixed in post. I understand it is fucking terrible. It's always fucking terrible. Happy Pride Month. I can't do anything straight, much less my lines. I feel like this is actually the best time to say that I can't make straight lines, actually. The time's never been better than this. But yeah, I grew up with a lot of those, like, genuinely we didn't really use it for 360 games, like, at all. I think the one 360 game was like actually made for 360 and not like a port of something. There was one Kinect game where it's like you went down waterfalls and stuff. I don't remember what it's called. I think it was like Kinect Adventures or something. There's that, and there was Yu-Gi-Oh! On the Xbox, and that is the only way I ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! Was on the Xbox. So, I've had some Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience in more recent years, and let me tell you, it's kind of weird seeing what's new, because there's so much new, that if the last time you played is on the 360, oh brother, you've got a storm waiting for you. So much. My family never had a PlayStation, we were Xboxers. I remember the handful of times my brother invited me to play the original Star Wars Battlefront 2. Those have always been my favorite memories. He actually gave me the disc when I got my first Xbox, which eventually broke. No! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that it broke. Okay, that's actually really nice, though. I feel like I've heard that the Star Wars games actually aren't as bad as they look. I feel like you've always got that game that's very near and dear to you from your childhood, and it's like, you know, this to me is like the core memory. This to me is the core memory game. Like, memories have been made here. This is like near and dear to me. I feel like that's part of why I always think about Mario Party 2 and things like that, is because, like, you know, those were some all brothers moments. You know, it's like, get the whole fucking family together. You know, my brothers would come over after work and we'd all sit here and we'd all be playing Mario Party. It was awesome. It was awesome. And like, I literally go over to visit sometimes just to play Mario Party, which is always a blast, by the way. Would recommend. Although I will say, I've played the Switch Mario Parties. However, Jamboree is quite fun. However, you can't be toxic in it. And that seems like a weird complaint, but I am complaining. I am absolutely complaining. Half the fun of playing Superstars is because they had emotes. They actually started having emotes. And it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then I found out, like, that they have the hit or miss emotes. And, like, you know, sometimes you're just out here, you are playing a game with your brothers, and you're like, oh dear god, how do I be as toxic as humanly possible? You know, that's just a brotherly experience. And, like, the hit or miss emotes were how I would be toxic. Like, every time you did something that I didn't want to do, like, yeah, I'd verbally complain, but I'd also be like, miss. The other fun game to do that in, to be really toxic in, is Bloons Tower Defense 6. And I'm not going to explain that one. It's just really fun to be toxic at. I feel like being toxic on, like, COD lobbies, overrated. Being toxic with people you know on games for children, actually so underrated. It's so good. It's so good. I feel like a jackass saying that, but genuinely, you gotta find the worst ways to express what you're feeling. Okay, I'm thinking, like, do I need the armbands? But, like, no, it's too far up. Okay, I did not miss anything. Okay, winning, we're winning. That's good, I'm glad. That one emote of Yoshi, it's been a while. I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not remember what specific emotes. Like, there are toxic emotes in Jamboree. I play Jamboree mostly with a friend, because she's like, oh, yo, I bought this Switch off a friend, and he never logged out of his account, so if I pretend to be my friend, I don't know, I'm gonna make up a name. Like, if I play as myself, Tiffany, these are not good names. It won't get better. If I decide, no hate if your name is any of these, I'm just thinking, like, I could think of better names. I'm just not. Like, oh yeah, I could play as my regular profile, Tiffany, but I have to pretend to be my friend Joe. And if I don't play as Joe, I don't get Mario Party, but sometimes I have to pretend to be Joe so that I can play Mario Party with my friends. And you know, if it works, I'm actually surprised that it works for as much as it does, but it doesn't, like, log you out or anything. You can just continually play all their games, and it's like, oh my god, my friend Joe bought a new game, that's crazy! And then I'd be invited over to her house to play said new game. When he got Switch Online, I got some very interesting, come over to my house, we need to play games requests. Very interesting requests. He stopped paying for Switch Online, and then she was, like, devastated, because she's like, no! Wario's Woods! I can't play Wario's Woods anymore! This is devastating. I was spending, like, 5 hours a day on Wario's Woods. I'm obsessed with it. I can't play it anymore. The what emote? Yoshi getting it deep. I remember vaguely. Yeah, I get your point. I feel like a lot of the emotes I just have not used, because a lot of the emotes I use, I only use the emotes that can be read as toxic. Like, in Jamboree, like, the one that's, like, Bomb and it's, like, tick, tick, tick. Because, like, if you take too long, I think it's really rude. And if you're playing with friends, that qualifies for the quota of, okay, I'm gonna be really toxic on this children's video game with friends, and we're, like, all laughing about it. Well, it's okay, we're both, like, toxic to each other. She has screenshots on her Switch of me making the dumbest fucking moves that she keeps showing to me. And I just turn away and I put my head in my hands because, yeah, that was a stupid fucking move. that I'm constantly reminded of. I stepped in a star trap at the end of a game once, and I still get sent that regularly. Like, hey Victor, remember the time you absolutely fumbled the bag? And it's like, no, we don't talk about fumbling the bag. You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. And I get that regularly. We take a nurse. One thing about having the drawing tablet on the desk now, we shall see if I end up still having tea on my drawing tablet, because there's a very good chance it will happen anyway. Trust me. Trust me. There is no cure for this clumsiness. It's chronic. It does not get better. So, I feel like eventually that's gonna happen, but you know, it's been no drink spilt so far. But I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna mention this again, because now I feel like I'm kind of jinxing it. Now I feel like I'm asking for trouble, and I don't fuck with that. I don't like that. It's not good friendship if you don't harass each other. Exactly, exactly. Y'all have got to play games where you can be toxic to each other. Y'all have got to, like, spam the miss emote, like, miss. I hate that move. Why did you do that? It has inconvenienced me personally. You gotta be really dramatic about it. And then you've got the multiplayer game win, the absolute best way to play them. Obviously, if you're doing it online, I would say online gaming is kind of where it gets, because, like, yeah, there are times when it's like if you're spamming, like, broke emotes in balloons, I think that's whatever. But a lot of the time it's like, you know, they're not in on the joke. But if you're playing local, they are in on the joke. Be as mean as you possibly can. Because then it's like, you know, everyone knows this is funny now. We all agree. Okay, I can finally close the ref. There we go. Now it's clean. This is all that there is in the world. There is nothing else. I feel such bliss. It's like a blank slate. A blank slate with me on it. So it's not really blank, I guess. I don't think this metaphor works. Anyway, moving on. God, I actually had a list of things. And, like, almost all of them are just, like, topics that I talked about yesterday. I was having some arguments with some friends yesterday. About, I will say, one thing that really fascinates me about the States is the kinds of foods y'all have. Like, y'all will have, like, the weirdest things. Y'all will have, like, I can't think of an example, but one thing I saw in the grocery store recently is, like, bubble tea Oreos, and that is actually sold here. But at convenience stores, you see all things like that. And it is really, really fascinating to me, the kinds of things you can get. And as a kid, I actually really liked going to, I mean, I still like checking out convenience stores. I like to see what sort of imports they have, because most of the time, you go to a convenience store, they import from the States. Like, most of them, you want imports, you go to a convenience store. And they will have it. You ever want, like, USA Skittles? I've never wanted that in my life, but, like, they stock it for some reason. I don't drink pop much, but my favorite pop as a kid was actually Berry Fanta, which, like, we don't sell. It would always be imported. But it was so good, which is shocking because I don't like any other kinds of Fanta. But that one, I remember particular being like, okay, this is really good. This is really good. I actually really fuck with it. Okay, I did not realize the arms were so uneven. What have I been doing this whole time? Okay, alright, let me fix that actually. Oops, my apologies. I had no idea. But one thing that I cannot get in convenience stores that unfortunately I've gained a proclivity to. Sweet tea is so fucking good, and I need to know what tea bags you put in there. Because I've had McDonald's sweet tea, I've used the recipes online of copycat sweet tea recipes, and they don't taste the same. I've tried a variety of different black teas. I don't know how you make it taste like sweet tea. But the one thing that is amazing, way too amazing for this world, Arizona sweet tea. Like, they sold a bunch of them, but I had Arizona because it was cheap. Skittles are so fucking good and so fucking bad for you. I'm not a Skittles enjoyer, but People who are a fan of Skittles that I know are definitely like, they fucking love Skittles. They fucking love Skittles. That kind of people where it's like you could add Skittles to their Christmas present and it would be absolutely wanted. Like, oh my god, you got me Skittles with this? Yo, you're the best. You know, like that kind of person. Like, they really fucking like Skittles. Just from the people I know that like Skittles. So I can believe it. I can believe it. I feel like in terms of like snacks, I really like desserts, but like I like desserts more than savory things. Like I'm not too big on chips or anything like that. But in terms of sweets, if I were to go chocolate or candy, chocolate, 100%. I love it. I love it. Chocolate and baked goods are my kind of sweets. Candy, like there's some candies that are good, but like I will always choose like baked goods and chocolate over candy. But that's just a me thing. That's just a me thing. That is just my own personal taste. But God, what was I going on about? Right. I had a friend visit me a couple years ago. You know, we were hanging out at an anime convention, and you know, I've had a couple times where I've had friends come and visit from the States just to go to our anime conventions, which is actually so nice. Oh my god. It's such a blessing to be on the receiving end of like, oh my god, they're visiting me for this con? Whoa, oh my god, we get to go to the con together. Like, this is not possible. This is not a thing we can do. Last time, I got given a jug of Arizona sweet tea. Specifically, like 4 liters of it. Whatever the American equivalent of like a 4-liter jug is. I had that thing for months. It was my blessing. It was my blessing because I was like, hey, by the way, could I bother you? Could I pay you for a bottle? Is that okay? Like, I haven't been able to have this for years. And they're like, oh, hell yeah, I'll get you some. And then end up getting me a big-ass fucking jug. It's like, how the fuck am I gonna bring this to my house? Oh my god. But I miss it, I miss it. I went to the States once when I was 18. I just fucking went. I had a little bit of money from working. And I took a bus to New York City. And it was a long fucking bus. You know, I had to get to the station, which took a while, and then from that station, it was 12 fucking hours on a bus. It was not fun, it was very uncomfortable. I was doing it overnight, so I was sleeping, but I would wake up every hour. But also, $100 is a lot better than 500. So, you know, I'll take it where I can get it. But I went to New York City. And, you know, like, some McDonald's are different in different countries, and I'd never left Canada. So I'm like, okay, oh my god. Like, I turned to my friend, and I'm like, hey, can we stop in McDonald's? Like, this is so weird, but, like, I want to see if they have different things. And he's like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I stop at McDonald's, and the menu is exactly the same, except they have sweet tea for $1. I drink it, because I'd been like, oh my god, I've seen that a lot online. I've actually wanted to try it. And it is the elixir of the gods. It's so good. It's so good. Nothing compares. It's amazing. And I brought some cans of Arizona to take home with me. But, you know, like, that runs out. So I was really like, god, I've not been able to have this taste for years. And it sucks, because we have a lot of things, but I feel like sweet tea, it's not a thing that we have. Like, if you ask people for sweet tea here, they're not gonna know what the fuck you're talking about. They're probably gonna give you, like, Nestea or something. So, to have a proclivity for sweet tea is actually terrifying. Not terrifying, but it's terrible. Because you're never gonna get it. No one's gonna carry it, because there's literally zero market for it. So the convenience stores aren't gonna carry it, right? So, I mean, if there's anyone I know that's coming from the States, I'm gonna be honest, I do ask them, like, please get me Arizona sweet tea, please, please, please. I want to eat it, I want to drink it again, please. Literally, if you are coming in from the States, I will beg you for it. I will absolutely call you up and I will beg you for it. I will beg you for an embarrassing amount of time for it. Like, it's way too good for what it is. We sell Arizonas, but we sell every other Arizona. It doesn't hit the same. I don't know what the fuck they're doing to it. I've tried making my own. It's not the same. It's not the same. The one thing I haven't tried that's like a major brand is Lipton. So I swear to god, if Lipton ends up being the pro strat, I'm gonna be so upset. If Lipton isn't the pro strat, I'm also gonna be upset because I can't stand it. I've gone to the grocery store and had like Lipton milk tea bottles before. And I'm thinking, like, you know, this is gonna be fine, right? This isn't gonna be too bad. And then I take a sip, and it tastes the way perfume smells. It was, God, I think it was green tea. It wasn't, it was black tea. Yeah, it was Lipton black tea. It tastes the way perfume smells. And I was thinking, like, you know, this is imported from Japan. So, like, maybe it tastes different from, like, the other ship. It does taste different, but not in a way that matters. So I don't buy it. But it's a temptation I have, like, okay, I cannot stand Lipton. However, if I gave in, if I bought some Lipton, I could test my theory of sweet tea. And that's what matters. Okay, I got the flat colors down. This is a lot of things that should be adjusted, but I think for now, I think if you notice me just kind of like fixing things up once in a while, it's because it bothers me, you know. Like most of it's gonna be fixed up in post, or if I fix this up on stream, it will be if I have another co-working stream, which I had a co-working stream, and then I ended up getting like violently ill during the stream, and I'm like, okay, A, what the actual fuck? B, okay, I'm gonna, like, this is not a fair assessment of how they go. Like, I'm gonna need to do that again. So eventually, a quick Google says Arizona sweet teas in Canada. Wait, what the fuck? Not near me. I mean, like, it depends on what metric you're using for sweet tea, because I'm thinking like sweet tea like the American South. Like, we have Arizona iced tea, but I've never seen the sweet tea in the stores. So I'm gonna need to do a look for myself. Because, like, if that's true, like, I've literally never seen it in my life. I hope they do. That would actually solve all my problems. But to me, it's kind of the sort of thing where it's like, ah, well, it makes sense that's not here, because, like, no one's gonna know that it exists. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look into that. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'll write that down later. Keeping a memo pad on me when I stream is actually, I only just started doing it, but it's actually so good, because now I don't have to rely on my fuck-ass memory. Now I can just write things down. I can give things a quick note, and then I can actually remember to, like, do it, or, like, jot it down, or whatever. It's life-changing. It's life-changing. The annoying thing is actually writing it down. But, okay. Okay, enough fixing this up. Let's get to colors. Let's go, let's go. Pink. Okay. I'm gonna see how this color goes. I'm going to... Let me just merge all these layers. You can't see that, but you're gonna see a bunch of things being merged. Just merging together my color layers. And naming it color. There we go. Just so I know, right? Because this one, I do actually have to pay attention to the layers, unfortunately. Let me put down the shadow. Is that too dark? Hopefully not. I mean, no, that's fine, that's fine. I always do this as, like, the darkest value of shading I always put under the neck. I just think it looks good that way. But also, I'm figuring this shit out. My cursey glance is carried by international chains like Walmart's, plus some specialty import. I mean, Amazon. I feel like you can get anything on Amazon if you buy premium. Not at the Walmarts near me. Not at the Walmarts where I am. I'll tell you that. I'd be very interested. I actually appreciate the help. Genuinely. Because I'm just thinking, like, damn. I've never seen that before. I could give it another look, technically. But, you know, anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna do this in here. I have a specific way of shading the ears. So you can see I've done this way too fucking much. As one would expect, I've done this way too much. I've been getting a slow but steady work on my new model, but it's definitely not, like, anywhere close to being done, much less the everything else. Okay. Yeah, I missed some spots in the coloring. Let me fix that up. Okay. There we go. And now it is no longer, like, driving me insane. I will say, apologies, everyone. Sometimes when you hydration max, you need to take a bathroom break. I'll be back in a minute. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put on the be right back screen so you can see, I guess an example of, like, something this is gonna replace. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I'll be back in a minute. I'm so sorry. Let me actually mute you. Chat, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you, thank you. Let me, there's the screen. Okay, here we go, here we go. Please go back on the screen. There we go, there we go. A little bit of a delay. That's okay, that's okay. Thank you so much, thank you so much. Hydration maxing is very good. However, anyway. I am back in my chair. It's all good. It's all good. I feel like anything I was discussing previously has been wiped from my mind. I feel like I've been hit with the forget, right? I feel like I was gonna say I feel like I've been struck with aliens. And then I went through a lot of thoughts and, like, had a whole crisis in the background. There's a lot of things I never thought I would say on stream, but I did not prepare for my ability to never shut up. So, y'all know the aliens in, like, The Sims? There's, one thing that's really interesting is, like, the fact that they just, like, kidnap your sim and then they get pregnant and whatever. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Something about that to kid me was like, oh my god, the Sims aliens are kidnapping you to, like, have sex with you? Oh my god, oh my god. And I'm not gonna lie, kid me was kind of down bad for the Sims aliens. Because of that. Because of the implications. Not a memory I expected to have at this moment, but that is a memory to have. Oh yeah, no, so, if I think it depends on the specific Sims game. I think the common variety of ways to do it is looking outside in a telescope at night. There's a small, rare chance that your sim will be abducted by aliens, and if your sim's a guy, they'll come back pregnant. If your sim's a girl, like, I don't know, they get some fucking debuffs or something, and then you can have alien children. And this is a thing over, like, several Sims games. At least 2. At least just the 3 and 4. I know a lot of fascinating things about The Sims. So there's some specific Sims topics that are just very interesting to read about. One thing I've been, like, I'm very happy that Paralive is fine. They have MPreg in The Sims? Yeah, but only for alien children. Yeah, they've had it for, like, a long time now. If you want a human child, I'm sorry. I mean, technically there's MPreg in The Sims 4 if you, like, set... Because there are, like, gender options, right? You have to go in the menu when you make a sim, and you can set whatever sim to be, like, you know, they can get pregnant, and then they will. You can have MPreg in The Sims 4. It's not hard, you just go to the settings. I don't think that was at launch, but to be fair, they didn't have most things at launch. I don't think they had pools or babies or anything like that. I started playing The Sims 4 a couple of years after launch. So it's kind of just something you read in retrospect. But there was a lot of things that actually weren't out at the beginning. I think a lot of people were like, holy shit, there's no babies? At the beginning, it was not babies, it was toddlers. I think they only had toddlers. Like a couple of years into it, like they didn't have pools or anything like that. But yeah, one of the updates. Your male sims can get pregnant. You can live out your wildest dreams. I mean, like, I know people do that in games. Like, I know people are doing that in Tomodachi Life back in the day. But, like the 3DS one. The 3DS one. People are doing that back in the day, but that is, like, changing your gender kind of thing. A whole lot of people would have, they'd make male me's, and they would set their gender to female. I actually did that back in the day. I did that back in the day, when I was, like, 12, to have some of my ships. I did have, woman Nagito Komaeda, who is absolutely indistinguishable from, canon male, Nagito Komaeda. Words. A lot of words in there that I was not saying, gonna buy a telescope. I wish you luck. The chances are very low. But, however, just keep doing it. Just keep at it. I believe in you. I believe in you. If you're on the original Sims or the Sims 1, or if you're on the Sims 1 or the Sims 2, I'm gonna be real with you. I cannot remember off the top of my head if that is a thing. But if you're in the Sims 3 or 4, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. I've been waiting years for Pair Lives to come out, and I'm actually very happy that it's finally out, because, like, oh my god, like, this is the one contender that everyone's been waiting for, you know, like, it's actually so hype, oh my god. And one thing that's been really interesting is seeing how many mods have been out for it recently, because people are modding like crazy. And another interesting thing is seeing how many names I recognize of prolific modders. Like, I've seen a variety of Sims modders just on that, like, within the week of launch. Like, Sims modders, they're on that. I saw, like, a fucking web fishing modder in there, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy mods other games. I didn't know that. I feel like many modders are probably modders in multiple different games. It just feels like an enigma to me. Like, oh my god, I just knew you for your one dedicated game. I never even thought to process that you might be modding different games. Like, to me, it's like, oh yeah, you're the web fishing guy. And you see them on another place that isn't web fishing, it's like, huh, I didn't know people could do that. And it makes a lot of sense. It's just very, to me, it takes me moments to figure. But, I was surprised about how many there are, because there are quite a few. There are quite a few already. Definitely even more. I mean, like, I wasn't even, like, touching the surface. Like, the Steam Workshop, you actually look through that and, oh my god. Oh my god. There are so many. Unbelievable. I will say, The Sims 4 is fun because it works as a very good character creator, and I love character creators, but I don't like the gameplay. I'll be in Create a Sim for like 5 straight hours, I'll make a house for like another hour, and then I just won't play the game. And that's what I do every time I launch it. I had like 50 gigabytes of mods at one point on my computer. And all of that is just to never play the actual game. Thousands of mods, you get it! You get it! And then you just spend time, sometimes you spend time, like, just downloading mods, and then you don't even, like, end up using them on that day, like, you just do it on a, like, months later. And then by that time, like, half your mods are all outdated. It's great, it's great. I love modding. I love the modding community. I love that. It feels like such a universal experience, though, to be honest. Okay. Right. I was on shading, that's what I was doing. Okay. Okay. I feel like the multitasking is not working today. But I mean, I feel like I've been like zoning out to what I've actually been doing, and then I like look away, and then I look back and I'm like, wait a minute, wait, this looks good. I actually really like that. I know the feel. I played heavily modded Arma 3 of some buddies, 80 plus gigs of mods. Yeah, I can believe it. I've literally downloaded games with included mod packs. I will admit, I have one game on my computer that is, the whole package, including the game, the previous game that's linked to it, and a whole bunch of mods. 300 gigabytes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do. Shout out to the 2 terabyte SSD purchase being used for that. But that one I feel is an enigma on its own, because you have the previous game, and like you can get a bunch of content but in the next game, but only if you link them. However, if you remove the game or like move it at all because it's actually reading from the files, it doesn't work, and like your game refuses to boot until you either unlink it or you move it back to the same location. Which is very interesting. I feel like if you had things where it's like, oh yeah, you can have extra racers in Mario Kart if you have Mario Kart 10, but if you delete Mario Kart 10, your game won't launch. I feel like that would be a very strange thing. In general. It fascinates me the way they did that. Then go and play the HOI 4 and feel like a sociopath for playing the Equestria. I see. Is this my time to admit I have never heard of Arma? I'm so sorry. so sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel... I have lived my life with very specific interests, and I have, like, not caught up with the rest of the world. So it's like, I'm under a rock for, like, pop culture things, and I'm, like, under a rock for, like, things that should be adjacent to my interests. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like, hell yeah, let's play. Let's spend 400 hours in this game. Realizing the other games, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yo, good. Armin's, oh, military sim. Okay, that makes sense. That actually explains I'm not in those, niches. That would explain why I've never heard of it. That would also explain why there's a war mod. Honestly, people make war mods for everything. I feel like I wasn't questioning that part. Thank you, appreciate it. I appreciate that, genuinely. I have not played those sorts of simulation games, but I feel like the communities for them especially are so fascinating. I mean, I feel like example A, War Thunder, the community is definitely something from the outside. It's like you'll hear of some military leak and it's like, oh yeah, it's from the War Thunder community. And it's like, again? I feel like that's a unique phenomenon though, but also people who play plane sims are also very, very passionate about plane sims. I actually really admire it. I do admire the love that people of plane sims have. I've heard that a lot of airplane sims are very, very detailed. I've never touched one. But I've heard many great things about them. There exist YouTube videos and streams with me and my voice prominently in them because of one of the aforementioned buddies. Oh, that sounds fun, actually. I wonder how many people there are out there where, that are just like in there just because they happen to be in a lobby at the wrong or right, depending on who you are, time. But I feel like if that's your buddy, that makes a lot of sense on why you'd be together, actually. I feel like if you play multiplayer games, I feel like that would be fairly common of an experience. Like, I feel like everyone's got to be in there, like, somewhere if you play them enough. Okay, that's why the shadow's kind of overlaid, like here. Oops. Anyway. Everything's kind of a mess, and I just, like, sit here and I realize, like, oh shit, this is not how that's supposed to go. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. This is not right. This is just because it bothers me. I always say, like, oh yeah, I'll fix that post, and like 90% of it gets fixed in post, but like, there's a little bit where it's like, this is something. This is really something. Okay. Right. I think on here, I'm going to figure out the color. This should be fine. That's good. That's a good color for the shadow. Let's go. The shadows feel like a necessary evil sometimes. The real fun thing is the highlights. However, I feel like if you do the shadows first, it's like it gets out of the way. Like, the shadows are still fun, but it gets out of the way. Like, it kind of builds up anticipation for the best thing in the world, which is, indeed, highlights. Highlights are so fun. I love highlights. I love doing highlights. It's like, oh my god, now I gotta make it shiny. You figure out something once and it's like, oh my god. I am forever blessed with the ability to make anything shiny. Oh my god. Not anything, but like, a select few things I can make shiny. And it is like a blessing. It is a blessing. I love highlights. But of course, you have to do the shading, so might as well get that out of the way. Of course. I'm gonna take a step. I don't actually drink this much liquid anywhere else. I feel like a lot of it is like, oh yeah, you barely drink liquid, and then it's like, you talk a lot, and it's like, okay, well, now my throat's getting dry, because I don't drink enough liquid. I'm very dehydrated at all times. So it's like, you know, this is hydration max time. I'll work on it. I'll work on it. I will try to drink it. I'll try to drink more liquid on the other streams this week. I say try because sometimes I do attempt and it's just like, oh yeah, I forgot water exists. I forgot that's like a thing you need to do. Oops, anyway. But you know, that's how it is. Been busy with meeting time to say hello. Oh my god, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm, background, starting screen. Very excited. This is what we are doing for today. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm happy to see you again. I guess since you said hello, I will do the honors, and give everyone else a reminder of what we're doing, of what we're working on. So, we have this, but this is our little sketch of what's gonna be in the background. It's kinda just there right now. It's kinda just there right now. But this is what I've been working on. This is like my life's work. Not actually, but it's nice to think in the moment that this is basically my life's work. Even though it's just drawing of the month number 5 or whatever. Okay, let's head in with the shadows. I'm trying to think like, oh god, where do I have to shade? Where do I have to shade? What am I doing even? Where is it going? Where is it going? What am I doing? Okay. I know this happened for like everyone else a while ago, but I've never actually submitted anything for a class action lawsuit before. Because I think this is an interesting thing to say. One of our grocery companies actually got sued. And the other day, one of my neighbors just slid under the door my bread check, where if you bought bread in the past couple years, you got a fat check, a fat check of $40. But like it's free money. It's free money. And I've never seen anything else like that. I feel like I'll see things for like class action lawsuits and I'll be like, oh yeah, if you happen to buy this phone in this time, like that's most of them. But like for bread is something where it's like, I'm thinking about it and I've genuinely never come across this before. But you know, it's like, oh yeah, I bought bread within this time frame. Hell yeah, let's get that bread, if you will. That was kind of lame, but it was fitting. You have to admit, it was kind of fitting. Internet crashed right when you started reading my message. No, I'm so sorry. I can read it again if you want. Would that make it better? Oh, this is not on the right layer. Anyway, that's whatever. How long has I been doing this on the wrong layer? Oh no. Okay. Alright. Your humor is inspiring. No, it's fine. Okay. I don't know if I would say inspiring, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I am so glad. I'm so happy. I don't even know why I put that on the list. That was like the least interesting thing. I think I had a bit I wanted to do, and then I just like blanked the fuck out. Like, yeah, that's a thing that existed. That's a thing that existed. Anyway, I feel like writing down like, oh yeah, this is what I talk about. This is what I talk about. Is a very good thing. It's a thing I should do more often. It's been working pretty good. But at the same time, sometimes it's like, why the fuck did I put this on there? You know. Kind of the last thing on the list, and then I have to start fucking freestyling it, you know. The way I shave is, I have like this metal handle I bought, and then I buy blades for it, and it comes in like, god, depending on where you get them, you can get them down to like 10 cents a blade. It's actually crazy. Like, disposables could never, and it works so much better. Right. Okay, that's the back of it. I've just been throwing it in the regular trash, and it only occurred to me this week, like, oh my god, I did not realize, like, wait a minute, because, like, they touch your blood, and then, like, it becomes a biohazard, and it's like, huh, maybe I should not be throwing this out in the general garbage. Maybe that's not a good idea. Where the fuck do I put this in? Anyway, it has, I've been kind of on a mission to figure out, like, how the fuck do people get sharps containers? Where do you get them from? How much do they cost? I have texted a guy. I texted one of my friends who previously was like, oh yeah, I know a guy. Like, he gives me my medical supplies for free. And I've kind of begged her, like, hey, if you can get it, would it be possible to grab an extra container? Well, like, don't tell them what it's for, in case they're like, you know, whatever, in case they're like, that's not an authorized usage, like, we're not gonna use that for you. I have actually been told by some friends, like, oh, hell yeah, I know a guy, like, I'll get you one, which is like, hell yeah, apparently, in a lot of places, they're kind of just giving out, like, candy, which is really good, like, in general, especially if you don't need to sort of justify it. Well, it's something that's a little surprising. Like, I figured they would... Like, I had no idea how people got them, but I figured, like, at least it... Like, does it... Like, how much... Like, it should at least be a little more difficult. I figured, like... So I was really surprised to find out, like, wait a minute, you can actually just, like... get one for free a lot of places. And, like, they don't ask, which is like, hell yeah. Well, I was thinking, like, oh shit, wait a minute, this is actually really bad for whoever's handling my garbage. Oops. Anyway, so hopefully that works out. Okay, let's... I feel like I also had a point of that as well. Anyway, okay. That seems... I'm looking, I'm glancing. I feel like there's a lot of places where I do need the shadows. But for now, this isn't bad. Any sharps container, don't tell anyone why, is a great way to have your home search for substances. I mean, they don't ask, is the thing. They don't ask, nor do they particularly give a shit, it was what I was told. But also, here's the thing. The trick here is to simply, not give them your address. Then how could they search you? How would they ever know? They're gonna search my house, and they're gonna, like, go in my kitchen, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? And they're gonna see my Ziploc bag of MSG, and they're gonna be like, bro, what the hell is this? And we're gonna go back and forth, and we're gonna argue about it, and it's gonna be like, no, that's my MSG, trust, but, like, I'm gonna fumble it, I'm gonna fumble my words so bad, I'm gonna be super sus about it, and, like, will they actually believe it's MSG? I feel like that's the kind of situation that could end up happening. Oh my god, yay! Thank you. Thank you for showing up. That gives you channel points. I'm gonna have to watch my back around you. I was supposed to prepare a lot more fun facts. I remembered a bunch, and then I forgot to write them down, so essentially I'm not gonna tell you how many I have. I'm not gonna be doing that. But also, I was supposed to generate more. They have portable tests for certain hard drugs. I've heard. Apparently, like, harm reduction sites will actually give you, tests for, like, you know, like, are they putting XYZ in my weed, or whatever. I mean, that's probably a bad example, but... Probably a bad example, because I live in fucking Canada, that's not an issue. But... You know, in some places, it's probably an issue. Are you that scared about your back when you're around me? I mean... My back's not where the fun facts come from, so yeah, I guess I am. I'm a little terrified, I'm not gonna lie, sorry. You wield too much power and you are not afraid to harness it. And it makes me a little anxious. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna make this darker, and then I'm gonna lower the opacity, so it's like the blue actually kind of shines through. I did not lower the opacity, there we go. That's fine enough. Okay. Relax. If I relax, I'm gonna forget all my fun facts. And then you're gonna catch me off guard. And then what am I gonna do? Am I gonna fumble myself? Nah, not today. I have to be good at this. I cannot lose now. I cannot fumble the bag. Oh, that's too dark. Okay. You know what, I'm just gonna place it here. And I'm gonna, like, adjust the colors from there. Here we go. We have, like, we have, like, MLM sales lady Here we have coral. Does that work? I mean, that's better. That's better. I'll take that. I'll take that. Second try. Let's go. Let's go. My color matching is, better on this lovely day. Okay, okay. I think... Okay, I do have a little bit of shadows, and then I can go into my favorite part, the highlighting. I'm taking a glance. I'm taking a glance at what more needs to be shadowed. Shadowed like the hedgehog, like my beloved. Okay, let's... Should be fine, and then I do this. I'm slowly figuring out how this works. Slowly, slowly, but it's getting better. It's getting better. Every passing day, I have a better concept how shadows work. One of these days, I will have improved my skills on stream so much that I can just say fuck it and start drawing like furry porn or something. One of these days. Just watch out. Watch out. If you think, oh, you wouldn't draw that. I might. How about the Sonic fanfic you read like 10 years ago? See, joke's on you. I have never read a Sonic fanfiction in my life. I did, however, 10 years ago, I was reading Fire Emblem and Danganronpa fanfiction. No, that was a little... No, that was a little over 10... No, a little under 10 years. Around there. Yeah, so, a lot of things... I mean, I played Persona 4 when I was 11. I played Fire Emblem when I was 11. Played Danganronpa when I was 12, so a little bit, longer than that. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. I never got into Sonic until recently, and to this day, I still need to continue the games. I need to continue streaming Sonic Adventure 2. That was my goal when I first debuted, was I need to play Sonic Adventure 2. I had literally hit up a friend who was super into Sonic, and I'm like, hey, if I want to start playing Sonic, if I want to get into the series, but only for Shadow, how do I do that? Can I just like start with Shadow the Hedgehog? He's like, don't fucking do that. Here's a list of games you can play. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna play Sonic Adventure 2. And then I did. I had that as like, that's like one of the few VODs I have not uploaded onto my VODs channel. There are a couple of them that I need to like edit down that I have not done. It's one of the few I never fucking edited and posted there. Eventually I will get around to it, because I did not make it very long. I had just started. I say that like it's so long ago, like I haven't been streaming for like 2.5 months. That's where I went wrong. Literally every gay person who was a Sonic fan as a kid read the fanfic. See, you see, that's where you got me wrong. I was not a Sonic fan as a kid. That shit started as an adult. That's where you've misunderstood. That's where you misinterpreted me. That's where you misunderstood the lore. But I needed to get into Sonic Adventure 2. I still need to. I think I should continue that sometime. I got very, very overwhelmed, and I kind of cut it after like 30 minutes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I can do it better now. I've gotten better. I've gotten that stream XP. So now, is it gonna be like my best stream ever? No. But is it a possibility? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So time to fix that. Just don't play Sonic 06. I want to play Sonic 06. Listen, if people tell me it's terrible, that makes me want to play it even more. Because like now I want to know. Now I want to know. All I know of Sonic 06 is the Sonic fandubs. Which, like the Sonic real-time fandubs, I love them. I'm obsessed with them. I ended up like watching all them for the first time when I was making my model. Like right before debut. Most of them at the same time as I was making my model. Like I would be here in the background like rigging, and I'd have that on, and it would be such a joy. It'd be so lovely. And that's all I know of Sonic 06. Which, I feel like is... It doesn't explain anything. I'm like, what the actual fuck? What is going on? Don't, it's not good. You're just making me want to put it on the list. You're making me want to see, like, what console is this for, so I can know to play it. So I can know to go seek it out. Do not tempt me. I will. Lythro did a great video on the Silver campaign. Watch and you will understand. Okay, but see, or I could play it blind, with no knowledge. And I could see for myself what's truly terrible about it. I could. I have the power. I have the power to put that on the list. I have like a mental list of games I would like to play eventually. I can put that on the list. I can put that on the list so easily, you won't even know it will be on there. It's just one day you'll look at my schedule and you'll be like, ah, goddamn, it's Sonic 06. I told him not to. And then you'll come in and you'll witness the horrors. And maybe I'll hate it, but maybe it will be actually my favorite Sonic game ever. Maybe I'll be like the biggest fan. Or maybe I'll hate it. You'll never know. You'll never know. But there's a chance I could absolutely love it. And I feel like that in itself is terrifying. I feel like that prospect terrifies you. I could love it. I could love it. I could learn to love it. Sorry, little one, I tried. It didn't work. It didn't work. See? I live off of spite. I live off of spite. That's all I want in this world, is to be spiteful. You tell me one thing? Nah. It's Sonic 06 time. But for real, eventually, I do wish to continue, Sonic Adventure 2. I may or may not, depending on it, I may or may not actually, like, look up a walkthrough just to get through the part I end up being overwhelmed on. And if so, I apologize. I do apologize in advance, if that ends up being the case. But it may be a necessary evil, unfortunately. Okay. Highlights. That was not spelled correctly, but it's okay, my head covers it, you can't fucking see it. See, nothing's wrong. You don't get to see how I spelled highlight. Everything's good in the world. Okay, let me actually, like, you know what? I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna, like, put a reference, and I'm gonna, like, erase half the opacity and build it up. I think that's how this is gonna work. Oh, no. Here we go. There we go. It works. It works. I'm getting a picture of how you are. I hope it's a good picture. I hope it's a good picture. I hope I can be your fave someday. I hope the picture is a positive one. Or you could be my biggest hater. I don't know. Maybe. Either way, I believe in it. I believe in you. But you cannot be like, oh, this is terrible. This is so terrible. Oh, no, you should never play this game. Okay, now I kind of want to test it out. One idea that, I have this little requirement where it's like, okay, one more, if I find and buy one more really shitty PC game that's at least like 15 years old from the thrift store, if I find another, I'm gonna make a stream where it's like old games. I just have to find another, and like they're not as common as you'd think. Because back on the Game Boy Advance, the games that I did have that were good, that weren't like Shrek 3 on the Game Boy Advance. Don't quote me if that's not a real game. I don't actually remember what Shrek game it was. What Shrek it was. It was one of them. But the Pet series by Ubisoft, they're all a bunch of like, they buy the licenses out for a bunch of like unrelated Japanese titles, and they just like shove them all into one series, and so the quality you never know. But specifically, the Game Boy Advance ones are the ones by MTO Entertainment. They're actually good. They are good to this day. I will play them as an adult, and they'll be really good. But some of them absolutely suck. And those are the PC ones. And I do actually own a couple of the PC ones, and they're not fun. They're not enjoyable. I don't like them. That is on the list of games I will legitimately play on stream once I get one more. So I guess watch out. Watch out. We could be playing Dogs 5 for PC if you look away. And none of us are going to be enjoying ourselves. I'll make it entertaining. I'm being dramatic. It's getting there. I'm running through my mental list of gay person types. What have you... What have you clocked me as? What type am I, according to you? I'm so curious, I'm so curious. What type am I meshing with in your mind, in your heart of hearts? What do you truly believe that I am? For now, you're a biter. Interesting. I'm not gonna say anything to that in the case of if I feel like if I say too much, I'm gonna sway your opinion and then I won't get to know. I won't get to know. Type to just nom. I will say, I got suspended once in 5th grade because I bit a kid. I didn't get suspended, no. I got detention. I got detention for biting a kid. Which is very interesting. I don't think I felt bad or anything. I didn't apologize or anything. I think I was literally like 10 and I was like, what do people's arms taste like? So I just did it. I just fucking did it, and then I got detention and I didn't get to go out to recess, but like, whatever. Whatever, I was satisfied. I did it. So, I mean, regardless of whether or not I've bitten anyone as an adult, I feel like that in itself is something. You absolutely bite your friends casually. I'm not gonna say anything because I would like to see what you say next. I'm not going to confirm or deny. You can believe whatever you'd like to believe in your heart of hearts. I'm very intrigued. I'm very curious. Let's... See, suddenly, everything's shiny and good. And everything's okay in the world. This is... I love highlights! I love highlights! I love highlights so much. I love highlights. I love making things shiny and good and wonderful. I love it. I adore it. I absolutely adore it. Okay, this was not anywhere what I wanted to be. There we go. That's how I do it. That is how I do it. There we go. Momentarily forgetting how to do it. I got so hyped that I forgot how it works. I forgot skull emoji. I need more data to draw more conclusions. Awesome, awesome. I'll be here. I'll be here. Take all the time you need. I would like to hear more. I would like to hear more. I am so intrigued. I'm so curious. I want to know what sort of picture I give off. Okay, I think, yeah, that works. And then I have room for highlights. Oh yeah, hell yeah. I need to make my hand looser as I do that. There we go. I was gripping my pen too hard and it wasn't working out. And then I figured it out and it's like, oh shit, I need to loosen my grip. I understand everything now. I have unlocked my ability or whatever. Okay. Is that even? It's even enough. A win is a win. I'll take that. I'll take that. It's even enough for me. And I think that's what matters. Things don't need to be perfectly even. They just need to, if it looks good, it looks good. Yeah, no, that's way too close to the shadow. I think here, down here, I would like to do a little bit. There we go. And then I can just kind of erase it so it's like lighter. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's all coming together. See? Never doubt me. Actually, there's one more I can make, but I don't know if I could say that one. You'd be surprised on the things I've been told. Genuinely, I'm curious. I'm curious. I will say, you have free reign to make fun of me right now. It's all for, if you will. I guess we could say it's for, science. It's for science. I'm sure. I've heard a lot. I'm intrigued. I'm curious. I want to know the impression I give off. It gives me good data, in all seriousness. It gives me good data. It gives me a chance to see, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And also, it's just entertaining. Okay, that highlight, I feel like that better. There we go. I'm like waiting on your chat message. I'm really like vibrating in excitement here. You're either a bratty power bottom or the most bottomy bottom known to man. No in between. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip so I have an excuse to mute myself. Not confirming or denying is really doing a lot here when I feel like my reactions give the whole picture. Wow, that's interesting. I wonder what else you have to say. I feel called the fuck out. I feel called the fuck out. This is not. I did not expect to be called out today. I did not expect any of this. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like a very pleasant stream. I'm gonna do some very nice art. It's gonna be chill. And here I am getting called the fuck out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Life can surprise you. People always surprise you. Always. You always gotta watch out. My gaydar is fairly solid. Yeah. Yeah. There are. You know what? Just for that one. And because it's in my best interest to probably shut the fuck up. However, do I truly shut the fuck up? No. That is my weakness, that I don't. That is actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, number one reason on why, not the number one, but up there on the reasons why I decided to start streaming is because I thought I had potential at it. And I'm not gonna lie, one of the reasons I was thinking of as reasons to have potential was indeed, yeah, I don't shut up. I think that would be a great boon to it. I think that would be a great boon. Am I kind of like reconsidering? Yeah, I'm kind of reconsidering. But have I bitten people in as an adult? My friends? Not really. Would I like to? Yeah. I think that'd be cool, but like, I'm not exactly in a situation where people are like asking me to. It's kind of like you'd have to ask me and then I'd be like, oh hell yeah, and I would just fucking do it. Well, I feel like I could be asked to do most things and I would be like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. But I had a lot of formative experiences, let's say that. I had a lot of formative experiences. I've been asked to do some things where at the time I was like, really? Really? And then years later, I sit here like, man, I could be asked anything and it wouldn't surprise me. I've seen everything that there is to see in the world, actually. I've seen it all. You can't get anything past me. Okay, so you are a biter, just have a lack of targets. I've never thought about it that way. Cause see, here I was, like, disagreeing with being a biter, but now I think about it. Yeah, sure. You know what? I can't even say that you're wrong. I feel like if you gave me someone that was like, oh hell yeah, let's do this, I would, without a doubt, but also, I would have most things, I feel. I truly am not surprised in this day and age. But again, you have enough formative experiences, and I feel like it changes you. For the better, depends on who's asking, but it changes you as a person. We could say that. Okay, the highlights are highlighting. I actually fuck with this heavy. Oh my god. Okay, it's all working out. This is what I yearn for in the world. That wasn't... I say that and then fucked it up. It's okay, I can just redraw. There we go. I'm actually very happy of how the highlights are going. I'm ecstatic. I'm very ecstatic. Okay, I think... I kind of always want to like highlight the tips, but I have no idea how to... Like the tip of the ears. If I was drawing the tip of anything else, I mean, I would also give it some highlights, but I mean, you do that with everything, right? I wouldn't be like, nah, you don't deserve it. My work as a therapist friend pays off when I clock my fellow gays. Ah, I see, Oh no. Oh no. See, now I'm worried. Now I'm worried. Now it's like, now I'm aware. Now it's like, oh god, am I gonna be, psychoanalyzed? Is that what's gonna happen? Now that's a possibility. Oh god, oh lord. I feel like that sort of thing is I feel like it's very fun to see what conclusions people can make of you. And then when you become aware that people can make those sort of conclusions, it's like, now this is slightly terrifying, because what are the conclusions going to be? Now I'm like worried. What if it's the wrong conclusion? Wait, what the fuck is going on with my layers? Okay. I literally drew highlights and now they're gone, so something must have happened, but that's okay. Huh. Maybe... Anyway. Resistance is futile. God, I have to watch my back now. God. Y'all are never gonna let me off. Y'all are never gonna let me off. You're gonna find out things that you never want to know about me, and it's not even gonna be my fault. It's not even gonna be from something I said. You're just gonna know. I'm gonna say something unrelated, and you're like, ah, I see. I understand everything now, and I'm just sitting here blissfully unaware. I've been right twice. The correctness will continue until evasive measures improve. Oh my god. I didn't put enough into my speed stat. It's bad. I think I'm gonna need to respec now. No. Defense stat. Let's say defense stat. Because I'm thinking, I'm a very fast walker. I know it's like a sort of like joke sometimes where it's like, oh, people walk fast because they're gay. Listen, if Google Maps tells me, oh yeah, this is a 35-minute walk, I can do that in 20 regularly. Listen, the other streamer I watch is also Gaybon, who we constantly call it tripod. What's with the tripod thing? What did they do to be called that? I'm actually so intrigued now. You can't just say that and leave me hanging. I have to know. What do you mean tripod? Who are they recording? I feel like the 3 legs, big penis jokes. Okay. You know what? See, that's a lot less than I was expecting. I was truly expecting, like, controversy, drama, like they are, like they record things constantly, so they are the tripod. Or something like that. Controversy drama is not the way to put it. I was expecting a funny story. So I used to be a small cat boy. I mean, that doesn't change anything. It's all genetics at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's all genetics. That doesn't change the size of anything. Where the fuck is this layer? Okay, there it is. Okay. Oh, my opacity is like dog shit, that's why. Everything makes sense now. Okay, okay. I'm looking, I'm glancing. It's fine, it's working out. Okay. I think I'm gonna make the brush size really small. I'm gonna kind of just scribble in here. That looks good, that looks good. I actually only figured this out last time, and now it's like, oh wait, this is such a nice thing. I want to do this forever now. I really like how the way that looks. Chat decided he should be hung, and we have stuck with that. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I think that's quite inspiring, actually. That is a very fun story. I'm actually really entertained, even as he re-debuted as a twunk. I mean, twink def doesn't change shit. Technically, it just means you're getting older. It just means you're, growing up in life, you know. I feel like twink def is described to be a bigger deal than it actually is. I will say it's kind of like whatever, you know, people get older. I don't think it's a big deal. But I've heard some people say like, oh no, I'm gonna get twink def, like it's like the worst thing in the world. And it's like, nah, you're getting older, and I think that's a thing to celebrate. But also, I feel like a lot of people are like, ah, no, I'm so old, and I'm like, man, you may be like a decade and a half older than me, but like you're still young, you've got time. So maybe my standards are just different. Same guy that raided last stream. I see, I understand. Wait. Okay. Apologies. I feel like the middle of the stream is the worst time possible to do this. However, please understand, I literally figured it out in my fucking Discord server after the stream. I've been wondering the whole fucking time, like, how do people do the shout out? It's a chat command. I've been looking in my, like, quick actions, I've been looking in my settings, I'm like, how are people doing this? How are people doing this? Anyway, I'm just gonna set this, like, because I feel bad, because, like, it's like, shit, the raid? That should be the right username. Let me double check. Yes. Because it's like, you know, everyone else always, like, does the little shout out thing, and it's like, how the fuck do I do that? What the fuck? Now I feel like, terrible. Yeah, I'm in the middle of typing it. I'm just, double checking the spelling from my activity feed. My monitor is also not very, high res, so I'm, like, really double checking. I did misspell it, that's why. That's why it looks off. I made a typo. For the raid last time, I feel like he's gonna get, like, a random ass notification and be like, what the fuck? But, like, also I'm like I need to do a proper thanks. I just didn't know how until literally last stream. So there's my of hopefully forgiveness, shout out of hopefully forgiveness, of thankfulness. Because it's like, no, I feel bad. And, like, I feel bad for, like, everyone I've ever... It's going live tomorrow, I can tell him one of his mods. Okay, great. I looked away. Did anyone see this change when I was typing? What? Okay, what? Okay, so now there's just the shadows are all consuming. When did this happen? Well, yeah, I would. Thank you, because I genuinely, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually do kind of feel bad about it. Like, oh no. Like, oh no. I'm gonna sound like terrible. Like, I didn't do the thanks. I was supposed to do the thanks. Oh no, it didn't get done. And now I've been, like, worrying about, like, anyone I've ever raided, but it's probably just me. Shout out Paranoia. My beloved, my hatred, my biggest enemy, whatever you want to call it, honestly. Use your best interpretation. Okay. I'm gonna have to redraw the shadows here, but that's okay. I have no fucking idea what happened. But it's okay, it's fixed now. Okay. Alright. That's cleared. Things have been, fixed. I look away for one moment. To show you didn't mind. Okay. It's a relief. Thank you. That is a relief. I feel like a lot of it is, like... I feel like a lot of it will get ironed out with, you know, time. Everything gets better with time. Wait. Oh! Wait, no, I'm just stupid. Okay, let me... Y'all wanna know what happened? So, see, it's like this. I had set it to multiply, and I did not realize. Recovered. Fixed. It's not I look away and I've drawn over everything on the same layer. It's I looked away and now my layer is set to multiply, and that's actually, like, the quickest change. I just wasn't clocking it. Anyway, y'all saw nothing. Find out. He remembers what it's like to be small and new because he just went through that for the second time. Oh, like a re-debut? If so, that's actually hype. Oh my god. I hope it's been going well. I really genuinely hope that. I feel like... I mean, even just debuting for the first time was... interesting. It's been interesting. I feel like I know nothing. Everything is just, oh god. I have new things to figure out. Everything is, and like, I mean, it's been working out, I feel like I'm finally at the point where it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing to some extent now. But there are things like that where it's like, huh, how do people do that? Why are people doing that? Because I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, many such things, many such things. It's definitely like, honestly, I'm very, very happy for even, like, I will say, like, sometimes people come in and then they stop coming for a while, and like, even though it hasn't been that long, it's like, I genuinely worry sometimes. Like, there are a couple chatters where it's like, damn, they didn't seem like they're doing that well. Like, I hope they're doing okay. Like, I hope their life goes well. And it's like, you know, like, life moves on regardless. But, you know, I still think about it sometimes. And like, again, it hasn't even been that long, but I just think, like, I wonder how much more it's going to get as time goes on. I feel like if I've done a stream and I managed, and like, even if there's like one viewer, but like I managed to make a connection to them, I feel like that's a success. That's a success. Like, oh my god, I connected to someone, I connected with someone, and it worked out really well. Before I started streaming, I was actually releasing YouTube videos because partially of like, oh god, like I have to fix up my model, and partially of like, you know, I would like to start with something, at least. And like, I remember thinking before posting my first video, like, okay, I hope that I can reach at least someone, at least one person. If one person sees this and it makes them happy, then I'm happy. And genuinely, like, even if it's not as much as most people, just like seeing like the comments I've gotten, the DMs I've gotten, seeing things like that, and seeing like, okay, I've reached that one person. I've reached more than one person. Like, it makes me emotional. But that was... Okay, there are tears in my eyes. Time and place, and this is not the time or place. Kinda, he used to be the VTuber called Small and Strong. His voice started changing and he lost his confidence. So he made the Jinhimitsu channel to build it back up for 8 months in secret, then recently merged the two view bases back together after achieving what he wanted to. Actually, that's baller as fuck. Oh my god, I fuck with that. Oh my god. That's actually really cool. Keeping the secret for that long actually gives me a huge, I'm tripping up my words. Huge respect. Genuinely. That's genuinely super cool. I feel like I need to look into that. I need to look into him for real. Because now I'm intrigued. A lot of it is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very bad with social norms. I have no idea what to do when. Like, oh, what is the correct response to this? At any time, I genuinely never know. So this in itself kind of feels like a new stream of figuring out how things work. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you so much. Yay. Indeed made that connection. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Thank you. Thank you so much for the sub. I'm really happy. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Before my voice starts wavering. I feel like it's like, yeah, like, generally, like, eventually you get used to it, but, like, thank you so much. I feel like it's one thing where it's like, I might not ever get used to it, like, maybe I'll have the potential to start crying at any moment. Crying of, like, happiness, mind you. Thank you. Okay, words, right, recovery, right, have to work on that. You know what, I wasn't planning on getting emotional, but I am. So I'm just gonna rock with that. It's gonna be a little bit before I can, like, unemotional myself. So I feel like forcing myself to not immediately is going to make it worse. So, genuinely, the first time I got rated ever, like, I'm gonna be completely honest, like, had been like a little down, like, oh yeah, this is going well, but like, you know, sometimes you have those times. And genuinely that was the one moment where it's like, okay, this might actually work out. Even like it bought me hope. It bought me hope. And like I feel like every little thing is like, this buys me hope. Thank you. Very welcome. I can't guarantee I'll be able to renew it, but you earned no pressure. No pressure at all. Listen. I'm not gonna lie to you, you are my first subscriber. Thank you. You're my first Twitch subscriber. I'm like gonna look back on this in like years and be like, oh my god, my first subscriber, and I shit you not. Okay, I'm getting really emotional, but like I feel like a lot of it is like, you know, there's a bunch of small things that end up happening, and I'm not gonna lie, it does add up even in the short term, and it's like genuinely like this feels like hope. Like things are gonna go good. Things are gonna go good. $8 for me, a core memory for you, worth it. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is really truly genuinely like even in such a short amount of time, like there are people where it's like I think of people and like sometimes it's like, you know, it's like, oh, it's been a while, like I kind of miss them, but sometimes it's also things like, damn, that was my first Twitch follower, like god damn, I hope you're doing good. It's been a bit, I hope things are good, I hope I see them again, you know, things like that. And it's like, even I feel like even if you never see each other again, you've made a difference, and it's something that I wish to be able to do as well, you know, like I hope that I'm making people happy, have a good time. Hi, Conkles, welcome back. Speaking of people I'm happy to see again. Sorry that you came back at this time. I'm very emotional. I'm going through it. It's okay. Recovery. It's getting better. It's getting better. I'm just really happy. And I always hope, like, oh yeah, like, I hope I'm at least making someone's day a little bit better. I think especially because, like, you know, what's like the reason I wanted to become a VTuber, because I really like VTubers. And then you think about it more deeply, like you actually truly sit down and think about it, and it's like, you know, like they make me happy. Like a lot of the ones I watch, like I end up being really happy, and like sometimes it's like, yeah, you're just entertained, and sometimes it's like, you know, you feel these real emotions. And like there's a lot of sides to that, but I genuinely I end up going like a lot of the time I end up ending things, and it's like, you know, like, okay, I made a connection on this stream. I hope it's good. Like I hope that I at least brightened their day up a little bit. You know, like I hope if people are having a bad day, I hope things can be a little bit better. But I don't know. I've had too many thoughts on this. Honestly, I spent way too long before I actually debuted, after doing all the designing and everything. Like literal years kinds of waiting. I feel like I spent too long, and now I have a bunch of complicated emotions over the whole thing in general. Part of me is like, maybe I should like make up another design, but it's already like, I'm already too deep into this. And I feel like it's kind of interesting now, because it's like, I feel like I've had times where in my head I'll sort of think about my own characters, and it's like to bring me joy, and now that's associated with that, and now it's like all intertwined, but it's like a good kind of intertwined. It's hard to explain. You and I might just be kindred spirits in that regard. I think genuinely, if you aspire to make people's lives better, I think that's a good thing. And I'm actually really happy to hear that. I think more people should do that. I mean, listen. I come from a retail background. Working retail is a fucking nightmare. If you don't hate people, you will. I genuinely have to teach myself that there are good and nice people. Like, it surprises me when people are kind to me, because I spent years working at a retail job, and let me tell you, people are not kind, people are not nice. People will treat you like shit over like the smallest fucking things. That's how retail works, and it sucks that that's the retail reality, but you know, treat your retail workers good, is always a nice thing to say. A very good sentiment of, I've been there. Don't be mean to them, even if they've like done you a disservice. Like, don't. They deal with that all the time. It's been, I feel like more people need to learn how to be kind to other people, but at the same time, I feel like I'm also the worst person ever to make that sort of connection, because I feel like I do not have the capability to determine if there are kind people, because I am so used to, like, genuinely, you spend a few years working retail and it fucks you up. It fucks you up. It makes you a more cynical person. Truly. And that's one thing that I've kind of had to start teaching myself, is like, yeah, some people are good, some people are good. At the time I started working, one of my friends was actually trying to teach me that, like, oh yeah, there are good people in the world. And it worked for a while, and then I got trained on the cash register, and that very quickly went away into cynicism. And that's it's truly, retail workers, customer service employees, the bravest soldiers. I could not do it. Like, I am terrified of leaving the house sometimes because of retail. I know people can be kind, because I'm kind is really what got me through it. I think that is a good strategy. I think that is something I would recommend to people. However, I feel like another thing is, like, believing that you are a kind person. For me, it's also complicated, because one thing I noticed, that when I got Medicaid for my ADHD, a bunch of unrelated issues started being solved, and one of them was, I had really bad mood issues. To this day, I don't have a driver's license because I am terrified. I am terrified that I am going to hit someone on purpose, because my mood swings are that bad. My mood swings got that bad that it could legitimately kill someone, you know? Like, they got that severe. And it's one of the things that I did not expect to solve itself. And, you know, you kind of sit there and you realize, like, oh, things are no longer as exhausting as they used to be. Because, like, you don't really realize how much it exhausts you until you're out of that. But another thing is, like, I feel like now, it's very interesting, because before I felt like I did not have the capability to do good. Like, I would try my best, and then I would do something that contradicted that. And it's like, you know, no matter how much I try, like, I cannot. And I feel like the past couple of years has really, I feel complicated about it, because, like, I've had that, but it's like, sometimes I think, like, maybe I could be a kind person. Like, I try, but, like, maybe it's something I am capable of, and I feel like it's a lot of work kind of unraveling yourself through that. You know, like you're not destined to be this terrible person that loses all your friendships and all that. I feel like a weight's lifted from my shoulder to actually saying this on stream, to be honest, because, like, a lot of this was also, especially from working, another thing was being able to sort of be yourself. I felt like it's difficult. I felt like I was, you know, like, cosplaying someone else, because I was, that's what you do for the fucking job. And, I thought, like, you know, like, even if people don't like me, I want to try to be my authentic self on stream. I think I really need that. I think that would be very healing, very helpful. And I can't answer everything about my mental health struggles. There are some things where it's like, I don't think it's wise to answer, but almost everything I'm willing to answer and talk about, and maybe someday everything. But I feel like that's a lot. But I want to be open about it because, you know, I kind of think of like saying this now. I'm kind of thinking like, what if someone comes across this someday and they're in like the same boat, and then and now it's like they have the thought in their head that like, oh, maybe someday I can be a kind person. Like there is better. I can do better. There's better on the other side waiting for me. Like it's not impossible. It's a thing that can happen. And it's things like that that I'm thinking about right now. But this is, I hope this isn't like ruining the vibe. I got really emotional and now I'm like really in it, and it's like, maybe this isn't the best idea, but like, I don't know. This is the kind of honesty that I've wanted to have the whole time, even if it's like difficult sometimes. You'll be pleased to know the other conclusion I drew early is that you're an inherently nice person. It's very visible in the way you try to take everything and the way you try to be yourself. Sitting here talking for you today and hearing stories about your friends and family. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Genuinely, genuinely. I mean, one thing I think to myself is like, technically, I've never called myself a nice person. And I feel like sometimes that can be like a mental shield of like, yeah, like I can't be considered that, like it's just not a thing. But I feel like part of that is also like, I'll hold off, if you will. I'll hold off. And I'm happy to hear that. I mean, I know like the selves that we display to others isn't always exactly how we act elsewhere. And so it's truly like, I mean, at the end of the day, I am trying to portray, even though it's like not 95% my own personality at the end of the day, I'm trying to make small modifications in order to portray this character that, in my mind, has been a source of comfort because I've waited for too long to debut, and now like this is like my source of comfort. Like if like I had a bunch of issues with dissociation for a while. If there's another thing I can be honest about, I had a lot of issues with dissociation, especially after work. And, you know, I was kind of thinking about it like, you know, this is the guy who's putting me to bed. Like, the kind man that's putting me to bed. On my debut, I put one of my goals as, like, I want to make a visual novel by the end of the year. And truly, it's something I need to work on about. I've been slowly kind of trying to work on the story, but I decided that's what I want the story to be about. Because that meant a lot to me, and there's a lot I can portray in there. And so, like, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm mostly myself, but, like, there's a little bit of, like, trying to portray a character, and a lot of that is, like, you know, maybe this is the way I can be a kinder person, because I like to think of this whole thing as, like, someone who is kind to me, even though it's just, like, you know, the lie you give to yourself to make yourself feel better, because at the end of the day, it's fucking terrifying. It's fucking terrifying. I made the mistake of looking in the mirror a couple times, and, like, genuinely, you will move your face muscles, and it will look like your brain does not tell you that it is you who is moving your face. Like, you will look at it, and it's like, there's someone else in the mirror that's smiling. You'll move it to a frown. There's someone else in the mirror that's frowning. You'll look at your hands, and it's like, these aren't my fucking hands. These aren't my fucking hands. This is someone else's hands, but it's yours. It's yours. You're just in the moment. It's just you got too stressed, and now there's, like, disconnect. I feel like that's a huge part of it, but it's also, I'm happy. A part of it is, like, maybe I'm in this too deep. Maybe I have to, like, redesign everything. Maybe this is, like, bad for me. But I was like, you know, I want to, like, I'm so attached to this persona that I want to do this regardless. I don't want to make up a new design. I want this to be who I am. And it's made me very happy because I feel like it's given me the capability to be like, you know, even if I'm like, even if I feel like I'm LARPing, being a good person, like I genuinely am. Like if you are kind to people, then does it really matter what reason you're doing it for? But I don't know. That's all. That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. But again, like I hope that eventually someone can like come across like the VOD or anything, and I mean if it resonates, if anyone here, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Like I've already got my goal down already, but I don't know. I hope that by saying things like this, I can hopefully resonate with someone, and then maybe someone else will feel like this, and it will help them. I didn't have emotional regulation for most of my life, so it's a very most things are a new experience. I feel like I feel like I have not lived my life aside from the past couple years. So you know, association isn't always a moment. It is. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have some rules for myself on what exactly to say and what to not say in order to, like, I've got this idea in my head of what exactly affects kayfabe, and a lot of it is like, you know, like I need to work on it and like slowly become more in character, but there is some things that like this would directly impact it, you know? Like but I guess one thing is like, you know, you're if you tell yourself a lie and you're like, you know, it's okay because like I'm like this is scary, but like Victor is putting me to bed. He's here. That means a lot. And like, you know, and then like now as I am here, that's the molds that I learned to associate with that because again, it took too fucking long. And so it's like, okay, all right. So this is the sort of format for the type of person I would like to become, and it's been slowly shaping my behavior, and it's been a good shaping. I'm happy. Everyone has so many things about them, little inclinations and incongruencies that make their behavior unique. I firmly believe you are what you choose to be. I'm not the best person personally. I'm selfish, a bit jealous, and all the other bad things of all humanity. But I choose to be the person who takes a deep, profound happiness in improving the lives of others, and willingly wants to dedicate the time that I have to that. I think... Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink so I can, like, process. I think that's a really, personally, I think that's a really good way of looking at the world. I think more people should. I feel like I see, especially on the internet, I see a lot of people sort of try to claim that, like, you know, XYZ is like this horrible, awful person. Like, you know, they've made up for what they've done, but they're still like horrible, awful. And it's like, truly, like, a lot of this is like, you know, there's a lot of advice I have that I need to take to heart. And sometimes I say things because I want to take it to heart. And I just haven't done it already. But I truly believe that, like, you should, if you want to be a kind person, that is what you are, because you've chosen to be that at the fundamental level. Everything else is just exemplifying that behavior. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I've spent, like, the past couple years just trying to get that through my head, and it never really does. It's interesting. It's interesting, but yeah, essentially. And like, no matter what, like, people can change, people can get better. You know, even if you're an adult and you end up like having to build up your life from scratch because you like whatever, like lost all your friends or whatever. Like, you can build that up. You can, like, things were rough, but you're not that person anymore. And you can make amends, even if it takes a long time, even if you never see those people again. It's gonna be how it's gonna be. But yeah, absolutely, like, you can change and grow, always, always. you're never too old to become a better person. I guess a fun, interesting thing about that. I've seen this mostly in terms of research on ADHD, but this applies to everything because it is a way the brain works. If you've ever heard of neuroplasticity, what the fuck? Okay, wait, neuroplasticity talk put on hold. What the fuck did I do? Oh, never mind, we're back. Every time I look away from the screen, I'm like, I do something, and I don't know what it is. So, okay. So, yeah, so here's me, here's my army. Me and my army. If you want to get through me, you have to get through me and my army. Okay, one more thing. The concept of neuroplasticity is essentially, your brain will mold itself in the things that you do. So, for example, like there has been some research done where it's like, your brain stops developing at the age of 25. That's false. They stopped recording people at 25. Your brain never stops developing. And if you do something enough, your brain will make subtle changes in order to switch with that. There was one study done years and years ago on like UK taxi drivers, I think, where they had to memorize the entire layout of the map. And parts of their brain that were associated with that were actually a lot bigger and stronger than they were in almost everyone else they studied, because their brains adapted themselves for what they do, which is memorizing the entire layout of, I think it was London? Memorizing the whole layout of London, and their brains change itself on that. Like, your brain genuinely changes alongside what you do, how you live. And if your brain can change like that, then who's to say that, like, you can't change? Even in ways that aren't usually associated with that. Who's to say that, like, your brains can't change, Who's to say you can't change? You can, you always can. And I think neuroplasticity is a really good thing to bring up to sort of exemplify that. Because it is just, like, the studies are mostly in one way that people's brains have changed, but if they've changed in one way, then you have potential for it to change in other ways as well. That's my thought. Get through you and you and you and you and you. Yeah, exactly. My fucking... Hold on. Wrong button. Here we go. Me and my fucking army. Again. What if I wonder what if I put on the background layer? That's not as cool as I wanted it to be, but wait. Now this is fully colored. Look how good this looks now. This looks so much better than it did before. Okay, I've not turned this on in a while. I'm just gonna keep this on for a while. I'm gonna keep this on. I have but one more thing before I switch to the background. In that whole talk, got a lot done. Very happy. Okay, I need to do my, I need to do what I do most, what I do best. Not that I do best, but what I like to do best. I'm just gonna figure this out, and if it's not the right way, art is hard, man. I have no idea how anything works. You know what? This is a strat. Is this the pro strat? No, but it's an improvement. I'm not mad about that. Okay, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna lower the opacity, like I'm gonna race over it somewhat, but I think just having that on is a slay. Yeah, this is kind of a slay. You know what? Okay, I think already this is a slay, and then we can make this, like, I don't know, like super epic mega slay. Take this. Let me lower this a little bit. Just kind of like a shadow of what could be. I think I want the lines to not be visible, the effect to be apparent, and I think that I'm happy with that. Okay, and now I do the same on this side, and it works out. Oh my god, I have learned how to do eyelashes. Peace and love in the world. This is what it means. And then I just gonna... Is that even? No. Is it even now? Should be. That's good. I'm very happy. Okay. So, you may ask, Victor, what the fuck is going on in the background? That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. I totally did not make up that question for you. Thank you so much. Always appreciate it. We have monitors in the background. Many monitors. Because I had an idea, and then I was like, wait a second. This is not as slay as I wanted it to be. So I reconsidered. This afternoon, I reconsidered. I took a look at some things. I ended up finding some things from Seer Experiments Lane that looked really good. And, I fuck with it. I hope y'all fuck with it too. Anyway, what's going on in the background? What's going on in the background? Glad you asked. These are monitors. There's 7 of them. That's crazy. Imagine how much I paid for these monitors. Imagine. Starting Screen Me is so wealthy. See, that's the lovely thing about art. You can draw yourself to be very wealthy. Such as 7 Monitor Victor. I'm a professional artist and I've just been bullshitting my way through, and I think that's how all artists of all levels feel. Okay, thank God. Okay, I'm so glad. I step on here, I'm like, I'm gonna do some bullshit today. And then sometimes it looks like dog shit in my mind. And like, yeah, some people like it. But like, to me, I'm not satisfied. But sometimes I'm like, oh damn, this is kind of slay. This is so slay. I'm rocking with this. This is the slayest it has ever been. It has never gone so slay as this. And, you know, maybe people hate it, but like, to me, I fuck with it, and then I continue to do the things that made it so slay to begin with. Bullshit makes the world go round. That is true. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that do not know what they're doing, they're just bullshitting it. Me included. That's what I'm doing right now. Y'all think I know what I'm doing? Nah. I'm just figuring this out. It's like when you're with your coworkers and it's like, you say something and then they react negatively, and it's like, oh, okay, so I don't do that next time. And then you keep that in your repository of like, what is socially acceptable for each thing. That's the way streaming works, actually. That's exactly the way it works. You just say shit, and then in your head, you're like, I could have done that better, that wasn't the right way to say that, and then you fix it in the future. Trust, that's the way it works. You just bullshit it, and eventually, maybe you know what you're doing, but maybe you're still bullshitting, and that's okay. Like, other people think you know what you're doing, and that's okay. I'm very happy that I ended up being able to talk on stream at the point I did, because it was kind of getting to the point where it's like, I feel like I started being close to the point where I started feeling guilty for being like, oh, sorry, I'm new to this. I feel like if it took much longer, it would have been like, I mean, like, technically I am, but now it feels bad. Now it feels like I'm not allowed to say that anymore. Now it feels like I should be like an expert. I should be like the best ever. But you know. So, if you think about it, this is very Persona 4 of me, actually. This is so Persona 4. Much like tomorrow's stream, well, I'll be drawing the guy from Persona 4 and looking at the trailer. Much like that, this is Persona 4, and I didn't even mean it. Such coincidences. You're allowed to be as good or bad as you want. Do people go in here and are like, I want to be dog shit at this, I want to be the worst ever? I feel like most people are probably like, I wanna be good at this, actually. I would like, because to me, I'm like, yeah, I would like to be good at the things I do. I think that is always an aspiration. Bullshit it till it turns to fertilizer, or however you extend the metaphor. True. I was gonna make a joke, but now I forgot the joke, but now all I can think of is like, oh wait, cows make, what the fuck is the word where it's like the gas that cows put off whenever they shit? Because all I'm thinking is methamphetamine, and it's not. It starts with an M. That's not the word. It's methane. It's methane. I forgot the joke, but that sticks in my mind. If it is, yeah, methane, yeah. If cows shit out methamphetamines, I think beef may not be as common as it is today. I think someone would have tried to, like, make the cows illegal. It's just a thought, just a thought. I feel like that's the way it would go. But I can't think of any examples that are at all relevant, so I don't know. Who knows? Beat me to it. Oh my god, I remembered before you thought of it. Yay, yay. I love words. Okay. Right, that's what I was doing. Okay, 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 okay. I'm just gonna like... This is gonna be like a sketch, I'm gonna get a couple monitors down just to have the vision, and then I'm gonna like try to work in what I actually want of these monitors. And again, it may be slight, it may be terrible. Who's to know until I actually draw it? You know? Okay. Yeah, I think this is like overboard. I don't think that works out with my vision, with my plan. Or does it? No, it works for that one, but it doesn't work for that one. Okay, perspective. I understand. I'm like learning perspective in real time. I'm like, how does this work? Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's how it works. Got it, got it. I understand everything now. Wow, wow. Put an arrow towards me. Doesn't understand anything at all, actually. But it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I feel like also, some of these are not the same type of TVs. I feel like that one is like... Okay. I think the top ones are probably more like CRTs. And the bottom ones are more like flat screens, but that's okay. I think the variety is more fun. Anyway, here's some bullshit I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on a new layer because I'm not determined that I will make this look good at all. Here we go. Let's see how this looks. I'm gonna, from the back of the TV, I'm gonna take this wire. I'm just gonna, I can fix out how it works later. Just kinda, like, I need it to go, like, the vibe here is, it needs to go, like, in the shirt. Because it needs to reach, like, the charging cables. If that makes sense? If that makes sense. Throw in a switch screen for the funnies? I could. I mean, I feel like I could, but at the same time, the size of a TV and the size of a Switch are so different that I'm trying to picture, like, how do I do that? If I can figure out how to do that, I will. If I cannot figure out how to work with the size difference, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for failing you. I'm really just trying to think, like, okay, so the sizes are not alike. Like, the Switch is a very different size than a television. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I will try to lean it against one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm gonna put that on yet another layer. And I may regret this later, but that's okay. So here we have... the Switch. There we go. Nintendo Switch. It's just here, it's on another layer, so like technically, like, the wire's in the way, but like, I can move it, it's on its own layer on its own. I'm gonna actually, you can't see this? Good thing you can't see my layers, because they're kind of embarrassing. I have a layer named Switch now. There we go. Switch like the console, and not... Anyway. Okay, this works out. And I think here, I think I need to, like, put this up. Yes. It's good. Everything's good. Everything's all working out. It's working together. And then, I don't like the trajectory of that. Do y'all have games where it's like... They're like when you need to turn your brain off, because my normal turn my brain off game is Spider Solitaire. But unfortunately, the other day, I got really into Peggle. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of ruining, like, I kept getting distracted on fucking Peggle. I was in it, I actually beat adventure mode of Peggle. I never thought I would do, I never wanted to do that. But I beat Peggle adventure mode. Anyway, here's the wires. I'm just thinking, like, the trajectory. Oh, like the trajectory in Peggle. I've never had a coherent thought in my fucking life. Okay, let's get this done. Let me figure this out. I think I need to, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disappear on y'all. I'm only here in spirit. I have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, Peggle. Peggle is more fun than I'd like to admit. I think the first time I played Peggle was on the Xbox 360. I feel like everything I've said in the stream comes full circle. It all comes down to the fuck-ass games I played on the Xbox 360. Yeah, yeah, that is where I played Peggle as a kid. However, I played on my Vita, because, I don't own an Xbox. There are better places I could probably play it, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta play Peggle on the Vita in the bathroom, which is probably why I was getting so distracted. But, like, everyone does it. Everyone does it sometimes. Not exactly. I mean, I think the other thing is, technically, all I'm saying is that if XYZ thing is kind of gross, technically, you can just clean it. You can clean things. Things are washable. So if you are at all worried, you can just clean it. And I do clean my consoles regularly. My handheld consoles do get cleaned. My phone gets cleaned. Correctly? Not really. I'm not gonna lie, I put Lysol on a paper towel, and that is probably a cursed way of doing it, but, like, it's clean. It's clean. And, like, my shit still works. And I've been doing this for years. So, I don't know. Maybe this is just because it hasn't failed me yet. Maybe. Okay. Got to the backdrop of many, many TVs. And then I put the colors back on, very slowly. There we go. I'm here. In all my glory, I've returned back to the world. I'm here to watch over y'all. I don't really have a lot of brain-off games. If I had any, it'd be fast games. Nothing I love more than charging through at Mach 3, doing whatever I need to do, blasting off to the next thing. I think that counts. Actually, I think that counts. Not every game is a brain-off game, but, like, here's the thing. A lot of games I think of as brain-off games are probably the ones that end up engaging your brain actually more. It's just to me, they're my brain-off games. Like, other games are like, I got really into anagrams a couple months ago. Picross. Those are kind of my brain-off games where it's like, oh god, I don't want to think anymore. Let me just play some fucking anagrams. I've been getting good at Scrabble. Because I played too much of Scrabble on the PSP. I got good at it. And, like, on one hand, that's kind of a flex, but, like, on the other hand, this is not the way. This is not the way I wanted it to go. Could also try to add a GameCube or other consoles. I could. That is an idea. See, the thing is, do I remember what it looks like well enough to draw it? Maybe not. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I touched that fucking GameCube. Okay. Apologies. I'm gonna... It's actually been quite a while. Okay. I'm not done. I will continue this. I'm gonna take another bathroom break, except this time I'm also gonna, like, shove a spoonful of peanut butter in my mouth, and maybe you didn't need to know that, but, like, I am. So I'm gonna... Here's what it will be in the future. Right. And now, you're gonna see, what it was before my, fuck-ass placeholder. You'll see that. Inspect it if you'd like. Take a drink, take care of yourself. I'll be back in, like, 2 minutes. Goodbye. Not forever. Goodbye for 2 minutes. I'm a horrible judge of time. Oops, that was a little longer than 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. I am back. I've returned. And my art has returned as well. Took a little delay. The chair's gonna be loud as fuck if I'm properly on the chair, so it's no longer loud as fuck. Okay. All good, your beer back music is immaculate. Let's fucking go! I chose it right. Thank you to royalty-free music, my beloved. I can't make music for the life of me. It is like my saving grace. It's my... I cherish it. My... Truly, I could not do it. Have I tried making music, actually? Yes. Am I good at it? No. I know a lot of that is like, you have to do things a lot in order to improve, but I feel like there are also so many tasks that it is optimal to try and improve on at any given time. And I feel like I'm trying to improve on too many tasks to add the hell that is trying to learn how to make music on top of that. But I have. I mean, I feel like it's out there. I have one singular track out there somewhere because hey, I have a game page for a game jam that I made once that I really do need to look into. I should like put a note on it. Like, I've had a lot of internal debates. Like, oh, I should probably take that down. Oh, I mean, like it is like here's the thing. Like I use the art from that all the time anyway, because like a lot of it looks good when it doesn't have the background on it. Like I use assets from that, you know, and it's like good as like a record of how things have gone, you know. But it's also like I don't like that game jam. I don't like the writing. I don't like what I did with it. So I end up being like, oh yeah, I should log into my itch account in order to like put a little note on there. But it's out there, and I don't remember the music being good. Okay. At least I'm pretty sure. I might have put music I made in that one, or I might have made it on a previous unreleased version that existed before the game. Anyway. I did actually make a game once. It's out there. Do I recommend that you look into it? No, but like I can't stop you. It's not good. I got the motivation to do it all the way up until the end of the release. I tried using some EXE packers, didn't end up working. And then I just left it as a fucking Python script. It's out there. It's not in an actual executable. What's the name? Find out. I'm not leaking my secrets. You have to be dedicated. You have to do the work of putting my username into itch and calling it a day. Okay, but I'm not happy with it, but technically I haven't taken it down. So it's out there. And part of me saying this is so I can like try to remember, but I have a memo pad next to me. It's on a memo. I cannot forget this time. Anyway, I made my own engine. I can't code for shit. I coded it myself. Is it good? No. Does it run well? No, it's super laggy. Would I do that again? Yes, but I would like to learn. I would like to have used a lot of lessons that I learned there in what not to do. Mostly, if you're building your own GUI program that is also a game, maybe do not do that on something that's like a GUI tool that's made to run things like tax software. It's slow. It doesn't work. Maybe don't use that. Maybe use things actually meant for games if you're using libraries like that. But the experience is fun. I will be doing it again. Technically I said a year, so I have time. But it's probably at the point where I should actually start like doing stuff for it. But the one thing I would not do again, regardless of whether or not, I've had various Victor-themed game builds. And most of which I have not posted. One of which I did. But there are some that are only on my computer with much worse art than that one does. And I'm trying to remember, like, was that... Because there are so many, I'm trying to think, like, was that in that? Or was that in the ones on my computer? And I'll have to find out. But also, maybe that'll just be on there forever. In any case, okay. Let's figure this. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do my little idea. Actually, okay, so I'm gonna like remove the everything in the background, and I'm gonna do another thing. Because there's more pieces. There's more pieces to this. There's always more pieces to this. And it's my job to put this together. And you see, this is going to be, I am going to end up shrinking this. So I feel like making it slightly larger is better so that I actually have room. Because if I drew it at size, I wouldn't have room for anything, then would I? See, I have a lot of visions. How am I going to execute this? I actually have no fucking idea. And that is for me to learn. Sometimes I just do things and I'm like, I'll find out later, I'll find out later, I'll find out later. But you see, here I have mini-me. See, there's gonna be two, but you just can't see it yet. Soon he will be real. Soon everything will be okay, I'll have a mini-me. There we go. Okay, let's get to work on this. First things first. And my sort of thought process is to have this just sort of pop up in the monitors, if I can. I think it shouldn't be difficult. I think a looping MP4 makes it very possible, where I can have small changes in things. See, when I say this is placeholder, but I want to make it a lot better, I mean, I have ideas, and I think they're cool. Two femboys, absolutely. Don't fucking doubt it for a minute. There are two. This is, which one's the real one? Find out. The one I'm drawing right now could actually be the real me the whole time. You'll never know. I think a little smile. Yay! Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the little smile. It makes me, my brain is giving me so much joy when looking at the little smile. Okay. And then I add that. Yay, and then I increase the size. I make the hair good. So good. All I will say is that technically, is it a good idea to learn skills, as you're doing them, instead of like, you know, like getting the basics down before trying to do a project? Maybe not the best idea. However, that is the way I do. I do project-based learning, and it means, oh my god, I don't know how to code. I'm gonna go make a project right now, and that will be how I learn to code. And legitimately, I've never actually... I had a computer science class in high school, but that was Java, and I don't remember any of it. Everything I've coded for fun has been in Python. Have I ever done any sort of like Python learning? No. What I do is I make a project, and I just like go balls deep in documentation until I figure it out. And you know, I've made some small things over the years. I have Rickroll scripts I've made somewhere on my computer. I've had that. I've had a couple that are too oddly specific that in the case anyone finds it, probably not the best idea to say. Well, I've made Rickroll scripts and things like that. I made like sort of like little fun things like that. And like, you know, it's fairly basic, but like also you learn everything as you're doing it. And that's my strategy for a lot of things, and this will be my strategy for everything I want to do here. I mean, like, having this, pop up on the monitors as it loads is not going to be a hard thing with video editing if I can make that a loopable MP4. One thing that may be a challenge is that my idea included animated text. And is it animated a lot? No, it's like barely animated, but am I going to have to learn a new skill? Perhaps. Maybe I will. And will I do it as I do the starting screen? Yeah. But that is, my responsibility. That is my curse to bear. Did I hear Rickroll scripts? Yeah, so it's not difficult to make. What you need is you need to find... Technically, I didn't write the networking code, I actually just found a library to do networking. And what I did is I uploaded an MP3 that I had already ripped. And all I did is I just had it download the MP3. Technically, if you are, one thing that you could do is make git a requirement. And then, you can do things like git clone, like that sort of command, and you can have that. In theory, that would work. You could also, if you use any sort of like Unix program, you can also use things like, I don't remember, you can use things like curl. And you can work with that if you're willing to do like a shell script. It can make it very easy. I think what I ended up doing might have been a Python file that launches into a shell script. Because it's not hard. Then you're just like putting in Unix commands. The hard part was actually trying to find out how to play it, in which case you can just link to VLC. And you can like, you can put in a check to see if your computer actually has VLC. If it does not, then you can. You can also do this with a variety of things that are not VLC. I must say, have I tested anything I've ever made on a Windows computer? No, I have not. I've tested it only in Linux, so if this does not work on Windows computers, I don't know what to tell you. But if I were to do it again, that's the way I would do it. Just off the top of my head, trying to think about how I can make it work. I could do that. In theory, there are a bunch of commands like, you know, like you do things like import OS and then automatically like it gets you the, you're able to do things like find, directories and the like. And then from there, once you've located the folder with import OS, and now it's like, in theory, it's compatible for any operating system. In actuality, I didn't test it. Maybe it doesn't fucking work. I think I gave it to a friend that was running Windows, and like, the sound didn't work, but like, actually grabbing the file worked. Or that might have been in our program. I did a lot of them. But you do that enough, and it will run it. And you just kind of like link to the program that you have. Honestly, if you added a check for if they're using Windows, and then you put in like the, I guess if they're using older Windows, you put in a check for Windows not Movie Maker. What's the, I don't remember. I feel like if you're doing like on an older Mac, you could do like QuickTime Video and make a check for that. And then like whatever one it locates, you end up running it in there. And then if you can't locate any like video or audio program, like you could check for iTunes, and then you might be able to open it in iTunes. Like I didn't test that, but like in theory it would work. And you can just do that. Like it takes time. But technically you can just like kind of copy the documentation. But also I've heard from computer science friends that a lot of coding is kind of just like, oh shit, I ran into an issue. Copies off of Stack Overflow. And you can do that. You don't need to be good to do that. You can do that with like zero computer knowledge, and like trust, it works. Have I copied a bunch of code off of Stack Overflow? Yeah, but who hasn't? Who hasn't? I've definitely called friends crying, like, hey, my code doesn't work. What the fuck is the problem? And then it'll be like, oh yeah, do this. And then I'll do it and it will work. And I'll be like, you are my savior. You are my savior. Thank you, computer science friend. Like, I owe you my life. So, I mean, it's easier if you have friends that know computer science, but like, you can definitely just like figure this shit out on your own. It's possible. It's just time consuming. But yeah, that's kind of my go to do anything, really. That was, I feel like the technical nitty-gritty was just me rambling. That's not the most interesting thing. But, you know, that's how it is. Okay. It's been... Let me just finish this up. I think it's been... The time passed by really, really fast. Actually. Like, shockingly fast. I guess that means I've had more fun. I'm really happy. This has been good going. Yeah, I'll figure out the stars later. Okay, so I have a mini-me. I have this. I have the, he's like kind of in the TV, mini-me, but like kind of not. I can adjust that real quick. Hold on. There's the layer. Okay. And now, please, let me... What the fuck? There we go. Oh, that's why. I was like, why is it not adjusting? Because it thinks the layer is so much bigger than it is. And then you see, ta-da, I'm in the television. It's like Persona 4. Google is a god tier sis. That's true. That's true. Specifically, if you're coding Stack Overflow, no joke. No joke. I say I always forget. Did I fucking forget the ears? No, okay. I'm gonna draw for a little bit more. Just because now I'm embarrassed. Now I'm embarrassed. Like, I know I forgot the eyebrows once, but I feel like the ears are like a whole new level of like, this is embarrassing. There we go. Okay. It works. I know like half of the things aren't on there, but like whatever. I just realized how long it's been. Okay. You see, this setup is a lot like Persona 4. Which is a great way for me to segue into. So this is what was done. All this was drawn today. I think it was good. I think this is really good. I'm really happy with today. I'm really happy with how today went. A lot of work got done. Eventually, this will be the starting screen. Do I have an ETA? No. I've learned to not do ETAs because sometimes I get busy and then I cannot do the ETA. So eventually, this is the plan. I have many work in progresses. Don't worry about that part. Let me head over to the chatting screen. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. I'm happy about how it went. Speaking of Persona 4, tomorrow, I have made a promise to someone. I made a promise to a chatter that I would draw Yu Narukami from Persona 4. I would do a little doodle of him, or Soji Seta, or whatever name redeemed. Okay, give me your raid. I'm here. I'm all ears. Very good timing. I have that for tomorrow. I will also be checking out the Persona 4 revival trailer, the Persona 6 trailer. I'll find a way to stream that on. So, if you are interested, I'll be doing that tomorrow. On Saturday, I'll be streaming Needy Streamer Overload. And on Sunday, because I have the schedule up to that point, on Sunday, I'll be playing Deltarune for the first time. Everything, I start at 6 p.m. Eastern. I think that's like 3 p.m. Pacific if you're in that time zone. I don't know any other time zones, but it's GMT plus 4. You'll figure it out. Let me grab a link, or is it just a name? I forgot. I'm listening. I'm listening with great interest to see who we're rating. Stay tuned. We're rating someone. Who are we rating? We'll find out. We'll find out. But I'm pretty excited for that. New games, new shit to try. Yeah. Persona. Okay, I will look at that right now. Let me actually do that right now before I head to the ending screen, just to make sure. If not, honestly, I'll let you take a rain check if you want to, like. How do I type that? Okay. Here we go. Yes. Okay, I see it. But, okay, I'm gonna head to the ending screen. Thank you so much for coming. I hope to see you again. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye. We're gonna raid. Thank you so much for the redeem. Thank you for coming. See ya. Goodbye. Drink some water, eat something. Have a good day.